What's happening? What's happening?
Done with it. Call my phone. But like I said, you could have called my phone and we could have kept it off the internet. The second you get on the internet, you got police involved. I don't want nothing to do with you, bro. I don't want nothing to do with nothing. I don't know no street niggas trying to do nothing street and make YouTube videos about what they trying to do. You a weird ass nigga. Fuck up out of here, bro. Like I said, I'm done addressing this nigga. Don't ask me about it no more. Not answering no more questions. Not making no more videos. Fuck this nigga, he a clown. That's it, that's all. I ain't even finna make no threats. Like I said, if you got a problem, when you see me, get cracking. That's it, that's all. And that's where I'm leaving it.
Okay.
Y'all share, like, subscribe to the channel. Oh, yeah. For everybody out there that wanna, before I get out of here, I'm gonna cover all my bases. That wanna compare this to the Brandon and War Chief situation, stop it. Brandon got on the internet calling out fades. Calling out fades. I was the one who told him to stop doing that. Bro, we on a podcast, just pod. Stop calling out fades, because one gonna find you. And what happened? One found him, and it went the way it went. Point blank, period. The nigga trying to blame me for what happened to him, anybody that's believing that, you a weirdo too. Exactly what I said was gonna happen, happened. That's the difference. Brandon was looking for an issue, the issue found him, and it didn't go his way. So what he did, blame me for his issues. A grown man older than me that got out of his bed to drive an hour away, and it didn't go the way he wanted it to go, blaming me for his actions. And you got weirdos like this clown Zesty Trapper trying to use that for clout and leverage. Use a bitch. Straight up, point blank, period. That's it, that's all.
Shut up, bitch.
He said, boy, you's a bitch. Shut up.
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-dee-doo.
Whoop-dee-doo. Whoop-dee-doo.
If that would have been Flacco, who pulled up and drove 30 minutes away and did that, you would have been making 1,001 videos about how Flacco is a mark. But you sucking Brandon dick, so you want to clout chase to his clout. Man, I'm not even addressing this nigga no more. Brandon called War Chief out. Mind you, I got the live still. Brandon told War Chief, let's meet tonight. Brandon jumped on the camera and asked his daughter, hey, do you want to come record me, whoop this nigga out? It's still on my live. It's still on the live. I might just go live and play it for you. I still got the timestamp and everything. Brandon was on No Jumper saying, I'll fight anybody. You ain't never seen Viral Way jump on the internet talking about fighting nobody. Any stories you heard about Viral Way was behind the scenes. And was water under the bridge, so now we could talk about it. But in the moment, it wasn't nothing to talk about. Leave the streets in the streets. Period, point blank. So yeah, y'all share, like, subscribe to the channel, man. The real shall prevail. Let the goofies be the goofies and phase out. And he gonna find another nigga to clout chase on tomorrow.
All right, let's go, bro. That's, you know what I'm saying? You heard what the boy said, you know what I'm saying? All right, we heard Viral Way. Viral Way say, look, man, he ain't fighting. When you see him, get cracking. You know what I'm saying? Get jerk chicken. There ain't nothing really be said about it, bro. Get jerk chicken. You know, ODM kept getting butter in there like, ODM this, that. Nobody gonna send an ODM, brother. I'm just saying. No, I'm just fucking. But, man, listen, bro. You already know. This is the last video tonight, man. You already know we got about 30 minutes. We're gonna have, we're gonna be on the show at 8:37. Make sure y'all tap in, 8:37 Pacific time. We will be on ODM Live. @ with the ODM Live if y'all looking for my lives, man. You know, it's your boy ODM Slim, man. I don't like the other, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Is it over with? Is it done? Is Viral going to, you know what I'm saying? Or is you think the boy going to make more videos? You know? Let's see what's going on. Nothing like the other. It's your boy ODM, though. Peace out. Y'all good night. See y'all for tomorrow, man. ODM Slim Show shut down for the day, man. Let's get it.
Niggas will play with their life and
won't even play with their kids.
Oh, God. Niggas will play with their life, won't even play with their kids. Niggas is crazy out here, boy. I mean, for real though. When you see a nigga looking like this, like get far fuck away from a nigga looking like this, bro. What's going on? What's he thinking?
What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? How y'all doing?
He's scarred. I mean, he's having a bad day.
Scarred.
His bitch is tripping. His niggas is not his niggas, and niggas owe him a lot of money.
Niggas owe him a lot of money.
He's ready to snap.
He's ready to snap. What's the deal? What's the deal? It's your boy ODM Slim. You know what time it is, man. Snap. Mommy does. Let's go. We gonna do the what's called it first. We're gonna do the report card first. You know what I'm saying? We do the report card first, then we gonna we're going to get into the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? The report card, let's go to the Crip Report Card. Stefon Diggs shit after. Let's get Stefon Diggs first, then do the Crip Report Card. All right, hold on. Let's go Stefon Diggs right quick so we got this up.
Hey. Wait, how do we fix this? It says your camera is loaded. Failed to start.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Welcome to Bluetooth. Bluetooth, where's that? You already know it's Bluetooth. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Bluetooth. We're in this thing, and it is. You know what I'm saying? We own, right now, Stefon Diggs and his homosexual claims. They trying to say he's a homosexual, right? But it's no proof. Like Neem said earlier, this is not no proof. This is me going through the content. We're gonna do that for a little bit, then we're gonna do the Crip. We're gonna do the Crip little stuff going on. Okay? Let me go ahead and get because I got his on the screen. So let me get my chat out. Move my chat up to up here. All right. Move this chat over here to the top of this thing, make it look better. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Go.
1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I got 1,000 questions.
That's better?
Oh, there you go.
I'm back. You good?
We here.
We in a Billy.
All right, man. Yo, listen. We gotta get straight to the shit, man. You pop back up in the media. By the way, you hit me not too long ago, and you said, "Act, this shit is not over. This shit is gonna be televised." And I read it. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? I don't know if you were talking about this or something else, because I did read like a little pamphlet, and I was like, you're really sticking to some of these claims, man. You know, this is your truth.
No cap, champ.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, all right. So this is where we getting into it. Because Cardi B,
Let's get to it.
Cardi B say you lying on her mans. You lying on her baby daddy, bro.
All right. So just to set the tone.
Yeah.
The videos that she posted at the end of July 30th, I believe July 30th, 2025. Myself and the Diggler, we go back and forth via Instagram story. The Diggsler.
Oh shit. They got a nickname for Stefon Diggs?
No digs.
Oh, shit. No digs.
Slow down now, champ. I told you this last time we spoke. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, yo, we gotta get straight to the shit. Man, you know Stefon Diggs.
See, don't change the fact that you might like something else.
All right, name me one nigga that he fucked. Name me one nigga that he fucked. We need some confirmation.
That's not my business. I can't tell you one. I can't tell you one nigga that man fucked. I don't be there with him when he.
You was a stylist. You know he came out of the room in a robe and he said, "Yo, bro, give me give me one of them G strings or a thong. I'm about to go lay some pipe on this nigga."
What? What the fuck? Give me a G string or a thong and make this pipe on this nigga, man. He laying pipe on niggas, bro. It sound crazy work.
Act. Turn the kinky down.
No, I'm saying if he's
I'm not even saying that the man is gay. To be gay, see, all right, boom. Streets say if you bisexual, you gay. Boom, I understand that. But just the level set, for the sake of like being accurate as we speak, I would deem him bisexual. I would not deem him gay. The nigga be fucking bitches. You know what I mean? Like, I can't act like he don't like to fuck bitches. Now, at the end of the night, what he'll settle for, you know what I mean? That ain't my business. I did see some shit on the internet where he was talking to some girl talking about getting his ass rubbed while he get head or some shit like that. I found that to be a little, odd, but that ain't my business. What I do want to say is that the videos that Cardi posted yesterday are that of the videos that Stefon posted on his story when he and I had the back and forth. His main page was deactivated. He has a couple of Finstas. One of the Finstas that's like public, I think it's like I need therapy for real or something along those lines, where he just be like loading off photos. People in the chat could probably second that. But long and short, that's where we had the back and forth. Those videos are not that of anything that I haven't heard before. And clearly you see Cardi took her shit down because it could be incriminating. A lot of the things that he posted throughout that story tie back to that of my police report. When they stole my phone in that attack at my apartment building that happened 1 week after the incident that occurred at his crib that we here to talk about right now, my phone was gone. It was a blank space in my iCloud history that didn't place me at his crib. So as I'm going back and forth with lawyers and things of that nature, there was a chunk missing that needed to be fulfilled. That chunk was missing and he fulfilled it. Pause. Just want to level set. That was the timestamp of me at his crib at that hour that mirrored that of my police report. This nigga goes on Instagram and uploads it with the timestamp that mirrors that of my police report and the location that mirrors that of my police report with no issue. So the one little gap that I was missing in my whole ordeal, the chink in my armor was fulfilled. You see what I'm saying? Like, he tied all that together. She jumps out there trying to defend her man, and I get it. Like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you got a #1 album you promoting. You trying to be the black version of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Atlantic ain't really putting too much dollars and cents behind your project. You out here shaking ass at Walmart, this and that. Like, it is what it is. You got to promote a project. I get it. But at the end of the day, these babies that's coming down the pipeline, and I want to be mindful because I'm speaking about kids that's going to grow up one day and potentially hear something like this. But, bro, it's mad babies coming out at one time. Like, she don't look like she's in this picture perfect relationship if we just keeping it tall. Like, it's mad news circulating every single day revolving this man. So it ain't like he's her knight in shining armor coming to save the day. She just made a statement about it not even being about cheating, basically saying that he gonna cheat, Holmes gonna cheat, not to mention other Holmes' name, but she tolerates it over here because she's tired of what was going on over there. If y'all fill in the blanks and catch my drift. So with that being said, it ain't like she naive. Even though she is naive, you can't tell me when she made that statement with all of these babies rolling out at the same time that her pregnancy is rolling out and she's talking about, I guess it's just our baby daddy, that she feel like she in this picture perfect relationship, Russell Wilson, Sierra. That's not the case, Holmes. We know this. So with that said, you want to operate off blind delusion, operate off blind delusion. But the second you pull my name into it, you got the CCB. And now you CCB.
So the person who actually pulled your name in this was JT. And JT said, hey, listen, you mentioned, so Cardi B dropped a song alluding to JT having a gay boyfriend, a guy who liked men. And JT responded by saying, yo, Cardi, what are you talking about? Like, if anything, we need to be worried about you because not only does it seem like your boyfriend likes men, he likes to do non-consensual things. Do you consider what JT said to Cardi to be mostly factual?
I want to level set off rip. All respect to Uzi as I speak in regard to his woman, and I appreciate Mama
He gay
really
too?
backing. Huh?
He gay too?
No, bro, stop pushing that narrative. I'm not saying that.
Bro, how about hearing niggas want to fuck niggas when they're not gay? Like, what the fuck? It's like hearing Diddy rubbing semen on his nipples and we acting like he's still straight.
I can't.
Hold on. Yo, I want to get to the shit. Yo, according to what she said, or I think maybe you said it too, I don't know if Tasha K got this out of you, pause. Yo, did Stefon Diggs in front of you, bro?
That's true.
He gay. That's gay. That's gay. Bro, hold on. No, just for the record. So you're telling me he's looking at you? That's gay. That's gay.
We pulled up to the crib, popped a night out. He talking to me about all the hoes that he got in the crib, this, that, and the third. Mind you, the case is, might have popped whatever.
Hey, hold on. No. Wait, no. We got to know because me, you know me, I love my liquor. I got my liquor here. I got to know.
Bro, I can't really account for that, but I will account for the fact that I did just watch a Charlie.
I gotta know.
I just watched that Charlie Sheen shit, and when I watched that Charlie Sheen shit, they do say, and even Kid Cudi said, when you take, they take you to the deepest of hell.
Bro, you gotta tell us. I'm off the Tito's right now, and I ain't gonna lie, I was with a ting, and she was trying to say you want to try a pill. I said, is that Tylenol? Is that Flintstone? I don't want to do that. Because I might have me acting, I might jerk off in front of a man. Like, what is this?
I think these niggas just be getting high in this glory hole town for a lot of these guys. They just looking for somewhere to stick it. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm not the place to do so.
Yo. Chris, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. I'm mad honest with my audience. You know why I partially have a hard time believing this? Yo.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was with and you know me, I tell all my business. I was at 6ix9ine probably like a month ago, or whatever, and he was doing like a bunch of performances and shit like that. But he was bringing out all them girls from Miami and shit. And I remember there was a drop dead gorgeous girl, and 6ix9ine says, "Yo, Ak, you know who that is?" I said, "Who is that?" It said, "Yo, that's Stefon Diggs' bitch. He just cut her off because he's with Cardi." And I said, "What?" I said, "Yo, this chick look she was a perfect 10 out of 10. It's no way
Ak,
he's
you
getting.
you gotta come fuck with me, bro. I don't think you seeing enough bitches, bro. I ain't gonna lie
It's
to
no
you,
way
bro.
he got that girl, and he says, "Fuck her, Chris. I'm just sense gang. Come on, that's why I'm a little hesitant."
Bro. Stick with me. If you can have whatever you want, then you can have whatever you want. It's not a matter of like if I can have it, when I can have it. If you feel like the world is at your fingertips, you're gonna grab what you want when you want to grab it.
Okay.
Like, it is what it is. If I got the whole world at my fingertips as far as women goes, and
What y'all think, y'all? Is he telling the truth? Y'all think he making up a story? This nigga talking about Stefon Diggs pulled out his Johns right in front of him and started whacking off. Like, and then after he whack off in front of this man, he walks into the house with the man. You know what I'm saying? A nigga pull this thing out, whack off me, I'm stabbing him. Right? I'm just keeping it real. This man whack off right in front of him, he say, and he walk in the house with the man afterwards. They don't do no fighting. They don't do no tripping. They don't do no nothing. Hey, hold on, check a nigga about it. Nothing. It just, we walk in the house afterwards. Like, nigga, he just pulled his whole private off. Nigga start whacking off in front of me. Like, I'm chin checking a nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's if the story. That's if the story's true, though. I'm gonna say if the story's true, because a lot of this shit makes people making shit up, though.
this surplus of this menu of women is always at my access. Eventually it's like having all the money in the world. Eventually you buy it all. Having access to all the bitches, eventually you fuck them all. Okay. That's why they say eventually you can become bored or grow bored or whatever the case is. But again, I say I kind of attribute a lot of his.
That's like the Diddy shit. Eventually you say, "I need another man to fuck my girl. I'm fucking too many bitches."
Man, I can't. Man, it is what it is. I done heard some of these hoes come to me and say that they ate ass in the air, shit like that. I don't know.
Who's Stefan?
Yo, bro, just because you fuck hoes don't make you a 100% straight man. You ever been to Atlanta? All respect to Atlanta, but you ever been to Atlanta?
I did, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I went to the drive-thru. You know, I was a little bit fatter then. I went to the drive-thru the first time I landed. Okay. Everybody in the restaurant was gay. This shit was crazy. I was like, holy shit. I thought it was a myth. This shit was real. But damn, wait.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe his ass was in the air because he was on injured reserve. He played football. They be having weird injuries and shit.
Yeah, the whole Tasha K interview, I think, is going to come out. I think she said she's going to release it beyond the paywall come Friday or something along those lines. But you'll see. The first 45 minutes, we kind of talked through who is Chris Blake, the lineage, resume, how I got here, so on and so forth, credibility, so on and so forth. And then we get into more detail. So I think the world of attention, I have more color come that point in time. But as we speak in this very moment, you got to understand, bro, when you play in these NFL games, they equate one tackle to that of like several car accidents. Ooh, when you get in a car accident, you go to the hospital, what would they prescribe you? Some form of pain medication. So if you got that at your fingertips every single day, every single game, they're not going to tell you no because they want you performing at your maximum. That's why they only practice a few times a week or something along those lines. You get rest days, you got to recover XYZ. If I can get whatever pill I want, pain pill I want, whether it be, you name it, I got the team doctor that's going to prescribe it to me. Bro, I can have drugs at all times. The man is living like Puff, bro. He got to.
Bro,
are you say living like Puff? Because let me just clear that up real quick because I got respect for Puff and his family, so I want to tread carefully as I draw the comparison.
Yeah,
but a lot of the
Christian
things
Combs getting on
Puff,
you. Christian Combs and Justin, they on it.
No. I know. I come up around them. They're my homies and them. Justin really my man for real. Like in real life, when I was working at Under Armour, he did that.
Shout out Justin, my nigga. That's really my boy in real life. That's my boy in real life, bro. Like I think me and my cousin, my partners, we fuck with Justin tough.
Activation for me, ain't charged me shit, so it's all love in that regard. Puff is going through his battle, but a lot of the things that they tried to pin on Puff, I've seen with my own two eyes. That's why a lot of the times, as I was, continually putting my truth on the platform, when I was listening to the things that they was pinning against Puff, it kind of gave me courage because it was like, yo, bro, if somebody's speaking up in this regard and saying that this happened to him and that happened to him, regardless of whether or not the claims against Puff are true, false, or indifferent, I did draw a parallel to that of that narrative that was being pushed and the truth that I saw in my own life.
Wait, hold on.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, bro, you talking like a politician right now. You said Stefon Diggs, because I seen him on a boat. He said he had that pink stuff for the bitches on the boat. He was doing his thing on a boat.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
shit.
I heard Cardi was in the back. You know what I mean? Still rehearsing rhymes for Bia. But he was on a boat with the bitches and the pink stuff. That's what you're telling me. Hold on now. Hold on.
I mean, he was on the boat with the bitches and the pink stuff. We saw that. Cardi was on the boat too. So clearly he used to having his way. I will say this. One thing about him, bro, he will find a way to.
Y'all want to still go through this right here? Y'all want to keep going? You know what I'm saying? I'm just one room up. Y'all want to keep going? Or y'all want to get into the rap news, street politics of the Hood Report Card? You know what I'm saying? Well, let me know.
You just skip past it. You got to answer the question. It's my niggas not.
I can't say that. What I can say is I walked in the crib. I seen about 20 joints that was shipped in from Miami, majority of which did not speak English. It was probably out of probably like a 20-pack, maybe like 2 or 3 spoke English.
Those are the
ones
best
who couldn't
ones. Hold on now.
communicate in English.
No, those are the best ones. I'm sorry. Those are the best ones. Yo, Steph. Where am I even? Now play. Now go ahead.
Yo, act turn. Nah, but even back to that point, like so earlier in the day, on the day that he decided to pull his man out in the car and get busy because he couldn't control himself.
Wait,
earlier
in the car?
Yo, bro, we gotta go one step at a time.
Yo, bro, hold on. I just gotta know. Pause. This is gonna be the gayest question I ever asked in interview history. You let it looking at you, bro? That's crazy.
Yo, bro, you add mad details. I never said the nigga nothing.
How this man gonna? All right, so this is Stefon Diggs. This man, Stefon Diggs, was business partners, right? They was business partners supposed to be, and when they was business partners or whatnot, that they was going to clubs and all this and that. So he said one day Stefon Diggs they was in the car chilling. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Once they seen that, wop. You know what I'm saying? Bam. He said he pulled his no, once he seen that, but once he was in the car with bro, he pulled his John out and he said he started whacking off. That's this man's story, that's not mine. So that's his claim, that Stefon Diggs whacked off in front of him and then walked in the crib. He walked in the crib with Stefon Diggs. And I don't know after that what happened. But this man said he's not gay. He has a family and wife, all this type of shit. So he's not gay, but he sounds sweet as hell. But, you know.
First of all, and I
bro,
never.
At what point did you be like, yo, bro, you gotta put your schmeat back in? Oh, okay.
Instantly. I said,
nasty
put that shit up.
bitch.
I said, put that shit up,
I
bro.
thought you was just like,
I said, put that shit up.
Oh, okay. Because I thought, okay. I was a lot like, yo,
Hell
bro.
no.
Yeah, because I'm like,
No.
yo, that's what that nigga in the Tyler Perry shit said. It was like, yo, Tyler Perry hopped in bed with me and I just stood there and I'm like, you're a man. Be like, stiff
Yeah,
on
you
that
got
nigga.
some
Get the
control.
fuck off me, you weird ass nigga. Okay, so
Yeah,
he did not ejaculate while looking at you.
Absolutely the fuck not.
How the
No.
He did not ejaculate while looking at you. Absolutely the fuck not. I would have slapped him.
Fuck did he get a boner by looking at you? That's weird.
I honestly think that this nigga, he probably just took his I don't know, like
Yo,
Cialis
if my man's
or
got a boner
Rosepark
looking at me,
or some
I'm
shit like
telling
that.
you, like, we gotta squabble. Not while he's hard, but we
Yo, bro,
gotta
keep it tall,
squabble.
keep it tall. You don't got no homies that's just always horny.
Yeah.
Not about me.
Not about me at all, though, but our homie that's always horny, that's a human. That's a man. Man is always horny. Right now, nigga think about some coochie. Right this moment, nigga think like, damn, I wish I had some coochie right here, and just wiring some shit down. But I'm on live with y'all. So, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, of course, I'm a man. I think about coochie all the time. I think about good coochie, great coochie, the best coochie. It says rap card, he's gay. Rap card, you want a rap card?
No, I know niggas like that.
No. I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about me. Not horny by me. But you don't have no like freak ass homeboy that's like, oh man, like I can't wait to like don't know how to control his stuff around the girls. Yes. Always zesty. Always got to be fucking.
Whoa, not zesty. Always horny.
No,
like,
I'm not.
He's a horn
take
dog.
the
Always zesty. What the fuck? The zesty. Always zesty is crazy.
Take the zest out of it. Take the zest out of it.
No. Yes, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If that nigga told me.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I ain't on the rap card. Nah, hell no. Shit, I don't know. And I'm gonna get a A+ if I'm on a rap card.
That his horniness never turned off when it was just niggas around. I'd be like, yo, what this nigga on right now? Like, yo, what's up with this guy?
It was like probably like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, within the recent past, if memory serves correctly. Ice from the JBP, and I feel like he was lying, but he said that he had never gone in his adult life 2 weeks without sex. Me, I don't want to have sex every day.
A serial whacker is crazy as hell, nigga. That's just a serial whacker. He just whacking off. He's a serial whacker.
Yeah, okay.
I got a little bit more discipline, and I got a busy schedule. Like, I don't got to be fucking every day. Some people got a higher sex drive than other people is all I'm trying to say.
No.
So with Stefan,
Well, it's rappers, but I think he put Brandon on there too. I think Brandon's on there. So I don't know. It just Crips. It don't say it's rap, news, street politics. It's not saying that it's all rappers. You know what I'm saying it's street politics as well too.
Right. So as we leave in the club, and people got porn addictions.
He do all content creators. Brandon on there. All his content creators on there. I think they said Brandon was on there. They said Brandon got an F. I'm finna see what's going on.
Shit like that, like it is what it is. Especially
what club
when you used
were
to
y'all
being able to ship a man.
Because y'all were definitely not leaving booby trap. It's no way them bitches that bad that his dick is still hard when it's straight niggas around.
We in DC. So
what DC?
We in
club?
DC at this point in time.
Stadium? What gay club is this?
What gay club is this? Is crazy, cuz.
We went.
No, what club is this? I gotta figure out the details. What club that the nigga hard in the club and out the club when it's all niggas around? Wait, hold on, man.
Yo, act is top tier comedy, bro. You doing the wrong thing. You need to be on somebody's stage. You need a special, bro. No cap.
Was he injured too? This is also important. Was he injured? Because maybe we could put some CTE drugs in the mix.
I feel like all athletes at the end of the season be banged up left and right, and after every game they always be nursed themselves.
Pause, but go ahead.
Definitely pause. No digs.
No Diggs is crazy.
No digs.
Yo, you know Cardi and Brim, she gonna fuck you up for saying her baby daddy gay. She don't play that shit.
Cardi can meet me. Cardi can meet me in the courtroom.
Oh, no. Where you gonna sue her?
I'm not the other girl. I'm not the other girl who had no footage of an alleged incident in
I'm gonna
LA.
be honest with you. Cardi has never taken an L in the courtroom. She destroyed Tasha K. She destroyed this chick that claimed that she got scratched. I don't know if you want to see her in the courtroom.
Did she or did she not?
Act high key flirting is crazy work, cuz Act is high key flirting. So let's get a vote right now. Let's get a vote. Y'all want to go like 10 more minutes of this? Or y'all want to just go right now, rap news, street politics? 1 or 2. Right? 10 more minutes of this. You know what I'm saying? 3, I don't care. But 10 more minutes, because I ain't going to do too much of this shit. Then 2, rap news, street politics. Crip Report Card. You know what I'm saying? 3, you don't really give a fuck. Whatever we want to play, just go ahead and play it out. Let's get a vote right now. Let's get a vote. Everybody go share the room, share it up, share this with people, you know what I'm saying? Share it live, let people know we in this motherfucker. Run it up, bro, we with you. No, for sure. Because I want to do a little clowning, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to hear the whole situation and clown it, you know what I'm saying? But I really don't think Stefon Diggs is gay. I think this man is just, look, clout chasing, business went bad. Next topic, I feel like. Oh, 1, it's 10 more minutes. My nigga, Fazo in the building, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Twitch side on the game. Keep going. Get it past it, pass. Off this gay shit. Okay. 2. Next subject. All right. No more gay talk. 2. All right. Woo. We gone, y'all. Rap news, street politics. You know what I'm saying? One of the best YouTube channels on YouTube. On gang. Gonna kill that. Kill that one. Rap news, street politics, the Crips, you know what I'm saying? Rap news, street, the current state of gangbanging, Crip Report Card.
YouTube, and we back with the current state of gang banging and the Crip Report
What's
Card.
the deal? What's the deal with y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Everybody doing? What's the deal? Keita in the building. Shout out Keita.
City. Last year we had 3 volumes of the Crip.
Dre, what's up? Phase up. He in Twitch, so you can't see him. He in Twitch. He on Twitch side, so you probably can't see face. Zone Twitch side.
We know the Crippin' is disproportionately overrepresented in the city. It's a lot of Crippin' that's portrayed in the media and to the masses coming out of LA. But this year we seen a lot of people come up and put their name outside. And usually, we do see a lot of neighborhood Crip representation, but the gangsters, especially this year, have been getting their shine. And just like last year, we gotta put the Hoovers on the list. Now, I know a lot of people was wondering why the Hoovers is going on the Crip list. The origins of the Hoovers speak for itself. And even though the Hoovers probably pushed CK harder than some blood sets, we got to say that they more closely aligned to the Crippin' in the city. Now, with that being said, you know how we coming with grading everybody on this list. Number 1, we starting with reputation, impact, and activity in they set, and really grade them on how they represent the Crippin' to the masses.
And I just saw Rap News and Street Politics doing their Crip Report Card. And so I know what grade you guys got, even though you all don't know.
Now, before we get cracking, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all tap in with us on Instagram and let us know what y'all want to see next. I know a lot of y'all looking for another value of the Bloods, but we also got Sudanio representation that we got to speak on as well. But first up on the list, we got somebody whose name has been buzzing in the streets. A young dude coming out of 6'6", East Coast Crip, Mr. Get Cud, Jet Beezy.
Yeah, Beezy.
He ain't finna run, we gon' strip cud. He ain't tryna get a rollie up, we gon' flip cud. Then call my nigga PK, let's go kill a P. 9 dudes K, but I'm all down 7th Street. You ain't tryna score, little nigga, let's shoot some. Sways on the ground, poppin' it, come do something. We gon' hit they block, fuck it up, it's for YC. I'ma bounce out, purple jeans and a shiesty.
Now, Jet Beezy been on the scene for a little bit. He been doing his thing over.
Oh, Jet Beezy, his name. Okay, all right, Jet Beezy. See, I didn't know his name was Jet Beezy. And so the things going on with him Beezy. I'm thinking him Beezy and Jet Beezy. Okay, all right.
For the last couple years, we seen him with the Main Streets. We seen him with all other East Coast sets. We seen him with the 9-0s, G Money DT, the Stink Team. He's been around and he's been doing this shit with the music. But we gotta address a couple elephants in the room, man, with Jet Beezy. Number 1, we seen the allegations and the video of the hood hopping when he was throwing up rolling hundreds. Now, I spoke on this previously. He looked like a young dude when he was throwing up the hundreds. I believe he was throwing up 111 to be exact. I don't think it was Block, UG. I think he was banging neighborhood 111 Crip. But now we see he's on the east side banging 6'6" Coast.
To go kill an apple pie, kill more girlies, kill more things. I'm from West Side rolling, yeah, that double O gang. Kill more.
Where you little niggas is from? Where you little niggas from? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm from Banianas, all right? And all that neighbor. Y'all ain't got no burner?
West Side neighborhood, where you like 6th Street?
Yeah. Now, again, he looked like a young dude, but I can't say that this is not a common thing in the city. We know, especially when niggas is young, they out here hanging with other homies. They may be going to school on a certain part of town, start picking up shit from either their family, their homies, or wherever they at on that side of the city, and, start getting intertwined. Now, some things happen, some shit could have went bad for him over there. He could have did bunk. Something could have transpired to where dudes from 111 wasn't dealing with Jet Beezy no more. I don't know the whole backstory as to why he switched from the hundreds to 6'6", but I think the overall consensus is we can all agree on that. The hood hopping is a bad look, especially when you on camera with the shit. It's bad representation, and it's looking like niggas just want to be included with this Crippin' shit. But it's low-key, possibly some underlying tension that he may have in the hundreds. Like I said, he could have did some bad work. I don't know. But we did see Uzi, Flame Gang Uzi from Block, say that he wished he was the one that caught Jet Beezy instead of them niggas after the Heem Beezy situation. Now, that takes us to the next thing. Now, we seen these young dudes from the coast doing their thing. We gonna speak on him. Uchi Boy, it's a lot of people that's been yanking on chains. We seen Day 3 and his homies yank on Frosty chain. We seen Jet Beezy yank on Heem Beezy chain. Now, that situation, I think it was in a house. It looked like, I don't know if niggas was flocking in there. Somebody looked like they dropped their location, Jet Beezy and his niggas ran up in the spot. Beezy, somebody that we all know is on some weird shit. He looking to play ball out here. I don't know why. He's not built like that, but he got ran up on, and Jet Beezy took credit and flexed his chain. Now, after this, some dudes catch up with Jet Beezy, man. And this is flagrant right here. How you get hog-tied. You know, they had this dude in a zip ties. Basically kidnapped this man. This a grown man. Got kidnapped.
Big guns trying to knock a bigger man down. Niggas better stand down.
Bro, stop. Shut your
no pass now. I'm Mary on my pass now. So fast, dog. Walking with that hand down. Back to the it's a big button. Niggas see nothing. All that big muggy. EBK got 7 niggas big cut.
Let me keep it real, man. Bro getting pistoled on him and all that shit. So when it put pistols on you, bro, I'm telling you something. When you slipping and somebody put some pistols on you, my boy, you gonna get whatever done. Let's keep it real. That's not you got no, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no win, fool. Let's go. Make sure y'all pushing the button
Push
too.
the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Make sure y'all pushing the goddamn button. Make sure y'all get them likes up immediately. Make sure y'all send this to y'all people, you know what I'm saying? We going to hell together, all of us, right?
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-dee-doo.
We all together with this shit. Remember that. Y'all with us. Y'all with me, right?
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-dee-doo.
Y'all better be with me.
Niggas so fat, ass nigga quick from 30 on 30. I take my market. If it ain't work for me, I'ma kill something. I ain't got no love for these hoes. I just can't trust these.
Hey, tie this nigga up, fool. I said I'll get the team, my nigga. When? Right now, bro. Can I get in the car? No. I swear to God, I'll get the team. I don't got to put it in Uber.
This is the bad work I'm talking about. And honestly, it's bad on both sides. My thing is, okay, you caught somebody that can yank your homie chain. If them was Beezy homeboys, I still don't know the full backstory about the shit. Again, these young niggas is outside doing a whole bunch of shit. Like I said, they yanked Frosty chain. This could have been anybody, but you let these niggas get close to you. That whole situation where he was zip tied was behind closed doors. He wasn't outside. I don't know if he was trying to sell some shoes. It was some shit, but then they had the nigga old Benz on camera. I don't know, it looked like he let these dudes too close to him, and they got up on him. But the dudes that got up on him did play some weird games. Mind you, it didn't look like they fully beat the brakes off this dude. My thing is, if this your enemy, y'all gangbanging, you doing your shit, number one, them cameras shouldn't even been cut on. Number two, they should have been really whooping feet. Now, I seen him, he was bleeding a little bit, but it looked like they was playing games. Now, I know Beezy. I know he not gangbanging. I don't even know what to speak on about him. I heard some cripping allegations. Of course, he's from Moreno Valley or some shit like that. He was saying blood after he got his chain snatched. So his gangbanging is already not up to par. But with them niggas catching Jet Beezy, they was supposed to do him way worse than they did. But they did embarrass him and mess his reputation up with zip tying and kidnapping this nigga and treating him bad in that room. And after this situation is when we seen Flame Gang speak on how he wished he was the one to catch Jet Beezy instead of the niggas that did catch him. So that's where I'm seeing low-key some underlying issues between him and them niggas in the hundreds. That's to be seen, but
Listen,
honestly, I don't know if we're gonna get this.
Now. My nigga Faisal said, nah. I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, gang. Ain't no way I get caught. I got Poe on me and let me grab up. Let motherfuckers grab up on me like that. All right, so listen, let's go. Let's say this phase out, right? Now, mind this. Now, you going somewhere to do something with some people you know, supposed to know, right? You're going to drop something off. You ain't got, I don't know if you got polling or not. You know what I'm saying? You going to thing, they draw down on you, bro. They draw down on you. When nigga got up on you, fool, I'm just telling you, when a nigga got a up on you, bro, niggas die with pose on them, brother. Niggas die with pose on them, brother. Straight up. Because people, you got up on, listen. I don't know why you ain't in my new page. You see my new page, right? You subscribe to the new channel. Just come subscribe to the new channel on YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying? At ODM Sim Live. Go subscribe to my channel and come back to Twitch, though. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to my live channel, ODM Live. You know what I'm saying? @ with the ODM Live.
See that because after this nigga got zip tied, he seemingly got cracking. I don't know the full.
Well, you reading? I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitch too. I'm on Twitch as well. I'm on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on 2 different platforms. He on Twitch. So I see Twitch. I see both of them talking. I see both comments.
Full details of the situation. But 3 days after that A-Trey Hoover shooting, not implicate nobody from the coast in that though. But 3 days after A-Trey Hoover hood day got lit up, Jet Beezy on August 6th allegedly commits a premeditated attempted murder. And he got another charge for personal and intentional discharge of a firearm. He got cracking on somebody. Now, I heard he was taunting Beezy people, telling them to check on his people, basically insinuating that he laid some shit down. These charges look like he attempted to. Again, these are all allegations, but this not looking good for Jet Beezy right now. And he got a $1.2 million bail sitting in the county, man. He's not having a good year. Like I said, over the past couple years, his music has been buzzing. But this year, you know, I don't know, niggas just been outside a little more. I see niggas caught him in the car. He looked like he was low-key slipping. I spoke on that situation as well, where both of them niggas didn't get cracking. I don't know if he even saw the nigga that was recording him while he was chilling in the car, but it just seemed like niggas is outside a lot more and somehow, some way, getting caught on some shit more. But until more details come out about this attempted murder he done caught, this shit just not looking good for Jet Beezy. But when we talking reputation.
And that's some dumb shit to do right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the dumbest shit to do right there. Appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? Miss Keita Baby, you know what I'm saying, on Twitch. Y'all see you. Now listen, right there. That's some dumb stuff, dude. You do your thing. Then you talk, hey, pick your boy up, pick your mans up, do this and do that. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Now that you telling yourself snitching. That'll get you right. Come on, brother.
His shit been in the middle of the road, you know. He putting in work and he getting spanked on the back end. I mean, again, you can't be out here getting zip tied. There's no way around that shit. As an adult, it's like, how much you finna fight back? You know, it's like somebody could be sticking something up your ass. You sitting here full-fledged zip tied. That shit crazy, man. You can't be going out like that. He is out here clearly putting in some work. Attempted murders, snatching chains. He's out here doing something. So like I said, reputation is all over the place right now. And the hood hopping is not a thing that we want to see. Impact, we know 6-Pack always got some heavy hitters coming out their section, man. Some niggas that's really representing they set right. Jet Beezy seemed like he was representing that shit right as one of the young homies out here over the last couple years, man. And again, activity, this nigga is outside. I'm not gonna lie, it's very clear that he's a full participant and playing ball in these streets. But as a representation of this crippin', I'm gonna have to give Jet Beezy a C. Now, like I said, if some of this shit wasn't caught on camera, we wouldn't know about him throwing up 111, repping rolling hundreds, getting zip tied. You know, that's some bad shit, you know. But like I said, he is still an active participant in the streets. Doesn't seem like he's folded up and went bad on anything. You know, we still have to wait for this case to develop. Hopefully he stays solid, no telling on his name. He seems to be programming in the county the right way. But I think with the trajectory that he's on right now, I think a C is fitting for Jet Beezy coming out of 6'6", neighborhood East Coast crib. Now, next up.
My nigga, he should did P1, my nigga. He should did P1 from 6'6". He got, that's my nigga P1 out here, showing off, acting ass.
On the list, we got somebody that nobody thought was with the gang banging. We got Brandon from No Jumper, self-proclaimed member of East Side, Rolling 20 Crip out the east side of Long Beach.
I wouldn't know that you gangbang, so I'm just asking you, bro, like when you was in that lifestyle, what hood was you from?
But what I'm saying is, everybody know I was from 20 Crip. I said that clear.
That.
Well, okay.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah.
You said what?
Have you ever heard about me in Long Beach?
Not once.
Like I'm saying.
Now, Brandon.
Not once. Have you ever heard about Long Beach? Not once, Brandon. That was crazy. Not once.
Has crossed over to the dark side, man. He came out as an intellectual when he first hit No Jumper, and now the dirty past is coming to haunt this dude. Now, a lot of people was looking for us to speak about Brandon on a non-affiliate report card, but the Crippin' is his origins, man. We gotta put him on the Crip Report Card. He say he's not a gangbanger, but he is a member of the gang. Now, when he said that, TF30 and everybody was looking crazy. You know, niggas didn't know how to take that, which I found kind of strange. TF30 said he never heard of him from the city. Now, of course, 20 and Insane is large hoods. You're not gonna know everybody from every hood. You know, it's just not gonna play out like that. Especially when a nigga career wasn't long and extensive and he's not known for putting in work, which I think is or was Brandon's role with the Crippin'. Now, I am uncomfortable with how he has came out saying he from Rolling 20s. You know what I'm saying? It's like niggas had to press him multiple times over multiple periods of different podcasts and different things he was saying. Niggas is like, hold on, where you from? You know what I'm saying? Niggas really had to squeeze it out of him, and he came out and said he is a member.
So let me ask you this. Do you consider yourself a gang member? Because Flacco was saying he was going to start a gang war. He was saying you're in a gang. I didn't know you were in a gang. He was saying rich trappers in a gang. Are you a gang member?
Well, I'm a member of the gang, but I'm not a gangbanger. I'm not actively hunting down ops. It's a lot of people like that.
Now, Brandon, with being from Long Beach, he spoke about his time where him and his hood have beefed it with Hispanics in Long Beach, basically proclaiming to be an active member at one point. Now, I believe this was around high school. I'm sure he's in his 30s now, but he's alluded to being good in the streets, basically by saying with him being from his set, with the kind of shit he be popping on the internet and on the podcast, somebody, if he has smut on his name, would have been came out like, hold on, that dude ain't solid, or he not really from the set. So that's what he's using to prove that he is good in the rolling 20s. Now, of course, we don't see this dude with members like Trifling or other members on the east side of Long Beach.
My niggas.
Other than the
My nigga, why do Trifling? Trifling.
viral way, which would historically be his enemigo hood. But as of lately, man, he has also been on a downward trajectory with representing this Crippin'. And I say that because he said he wasn't a gangbanger, but he is a member. And I took that as being still currently a member. And his representation of the Crippin', again, has been on a downward trajectory with the shit that's been going on that he's displaying on the internet. And it started with the shit with Suspect. Now, I don't care what I said or graded Suspect on the non-affiliate report card, because the thing is, Brandon did the same shit. He was also in the wrong for not getting cracking with Suspect. Regardless of whatever shit was going on, Suspect pulling the blade, whatever, none of that, all that shit, whatever. And that happened on the second instance anyways. But with another man spitting on you, calling you a bitch, smutting you out to your face, and you not getting cracking on this dude, you not lining up a face, Suspect and said multiple times that niggas could have got down. Now, I believe both of them, like I had said previously, Suspect didn't do what he was supposed to do. Brandon didn't do what he's supposed to do. There's no way, especially a member, is finna be sitting there getting disrespected like this by another grown man. This shit wasn't an antic, it wasn't a game. This nigga Suspect calling him a bitch, and like I said, the ultimate situation is spitting on this man. He didn't get cracking. But I feel like he tried to use his intellectual prowess and to come on the internet as a guy that can hang with the podding and the debating, you know what I'm saying? He used that to brush up under the rug this membership, and like I said, niggas have got it up out of him that he does represent this Crippin'. Now, the next shit we seen from him, most recently, he pulled up on somebody, drove 45 minutes on that one nigga that had the gym in his garage, and again, didn't do what he was supposed to do. Now, of course, both of these instances really have nothing to do with his gangbanging. Of course, as we can see, he's somewhat hung up the gangbanging or dropped this flag. I don't know. You know what that new shit is that's going on with niggas is saying they doing. But I think his gangbanging career was very short-lived. I think it was something that was closer to his high school years.
Drop this flag is crazy. What's up, my boys? How y'all doing? That's my boy. You nigga said drop this flag is crazy. He probably dropped this flag. That's the new shit niggas doing.
And that's cool, but how you represent yourself right now after saying that you are a member definitely plays a role. And when he pulled up on that dude with the shit in the garage, he did the bad work. The nigga was supposed to get down. Now, I understand. As a grown man, you don't want to get your head cracked in somebody's homemade gym in their garage and shit. I get it, but you called your homies down there, them niggas from the viral way. Again, niggas from Insane. I don't know why you wasn't with niggas from 20s. I could be wrong. Maybe some niggas from 20s lurking in the background. But again, something is not all the way right with the Crippin' and the membership with this dude. I really wanted to put him on a non-affiliate report card because, again, there's something that's not right with the Crippin'. It doesn't have to be a whole secret. If
There's something not right with the Crippin'. It's crazy. Ain't Brandon ex-police? No, that wasn't true, bro. That was fake. That was somebody else, and he just went along with it.
thing that niggas got to draw up out of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, yeah, this where I'm from, whoopty whoop, and leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? And that shit could have been addressed, but I understand you probably don't want the stigma around you. Or you don't want people to stereotype your character by saying, oh, he's a gang member. All right, boom, put him in this category right here. But eventually, the shit came out anyway. So it is what it is. That's what I didn't like about the shit. But he called the viral way up there and turned down the fade because he said the conditions of the nigga garage weren't up to par with how he liked to fight. That shit bunk. You don't drive 45 minutes to catch a fade and then turn it down because the nigga got a garage gym instead of a actual brick and mortar gym. You know, that shit just don't make any sense. He turned the shit down. He looked like he was scared. He ran from the fade. And then he fell out with the niggas from the viral way over it, saying that they basically didn't have a nigga back. My thing is, them niggas pulled up for you. You know, I don't know where the other nigga was from, if he was from Insane. My thing is, if he was, that gives you even more reason to be pulling up with your homies from 20s. You call Insane niggas over there and saying that you from 20s, why you looking at these niggas that have your back to the max? This is where I'm starting to see a pattern of deflection from this dude. Then he got on the podcast arguing with the viral way niggas, basically saying that they would have let something happen to him. And them niggas like, look, you a grown man. We was there to make sure you didn't get packed out, but you was still.
That nigga Ant sleep. Look at that nigga Ant knocked the fuck out. Nigga Ant knocked out. This one is Ant was knocked out. Nigga, it was over with. Ant, young Ant Hefe. Don't care. Nothing what the check say.
Supposed to handle your business at the end of the day, and that's completely correct. You know, you don't pull up to somebody saying you're gonna catch a fade, feel uncomfortable, back out the fade, then start pointing fingers at what everybody else was doing. But I did look into Brandon's MMA past, and man, you can't smut the dude out with his credibility in his fighting skill set. I done seen this dude in Abu Dhabi at the World Championship in his sport. He's said to be in the top 14% range in terms of this MMA shit. So I think his purple belt is valid, and I do believe he can put the pause on somebody. Let's not be stupid. The problem is he's not doing it. So this is how his podcasting career has went on this downward trajectory. He's collected these nicknames, Uncle Ruckus, Bucci Bear and shit. I don't know what's up with all that, but the shit just not looking good as a representation of the Crippin' as soon as you open your mouth and said that you are a member from Rolling 20s. And all we see you with is niggas from Insane. I believe the viral way niggas said that Brandon wanted them to speak some about DW Flame, which of course is one of their homies, and they didn't want to do it. So it's a lot of funny business going on with Brandon, and this is why, as a Crip, we gotta give Brandon a hand. There's no way around it. Reputation has slid all the way down.
That nigga got an F. Damn, Brandon. I knew that was coming though.
To the bottom, like I said, his Crippin' seems to be fully retired at this point, and we've heard nothing about his activities, nothing about him being in the streets. He kept that shit real close to the chest. His activity, he hasn't been catching any fades, whether they in the name of Rolling 20s or not. As a man, you done been disrespected multiple times. Even the dude in the gym called the nigga a bitch, and he didn't do it in front of his homies. His impact clearly is none. I don't think anybody has heard about this dude being from Rolling 20s. Nobody knew he's from Rolling 20s. So impact, activity, reputation, all of them are at an all-time low. That's why Brandon got to get an
This nigga Tay up third with the buzz ball, bro. He got this nigga got the what's called a buzz ball too, the like the coffee one. This nigga Tay up third is crazy.
On this Crip Report Card. Now, next up on the list, we got one of the top faces coming out the West Side.
Fat Jack, man. Fat Jack, man. Fat Jack.
Our neighborhood
my
night.
child.
Fat Jack the Grimy Low.
Fat Jack.
Face in them comments. I got a lot of skits, so the homies let me pop it. Your shit ain't doing numbers, but your ass keep dropping. You like a fish out of water on the floor when I pop. The beats a broad day. Bitch, I'm talking jet to holiday. Come outside, bring your pipe, you can die today. I know you heard about that skit, we are not for play. I got some niggas on the 6, but I'm from the 8. It's a broad day. Bitch, I'm talking jet to holiday.
Now, Fat Jack's somebody that I've spoke on previously and said that he's somebody that you cannot get involved unless you ready to get cracking, because he has done a lot of dissing over the years, man. We've seen this dude grow over the course, I'll say maybe 4 or 5 years. He's applied pressure with the music, and he's gotten views with the music. I'm surprised that the nigga hasn't took off a little bit more, but you know, niggas be going down, doing time, and should be derailing their music career. But he was accumulating views, but in them songs, man, like I said, a lot of dissing. Every Blood Hood, every Trey Gang, anybody going against the 9-0s, he's dissing them. Now, he had that recent track, that Jet 2 Holiday. In that track, he said the homies let him diss because he got a lot of skits on his name. The thing is, we know the 9-0s, extremely active set, especially right now. A lot be going on with the 9-0s, especially earlier this year. I think it was around Memorial Day. We all know what got cracking. We're not going to speak on it again. We've talked about it multiple times. The 9-0s historically cracking and usually has some top-tier cripping coming out of Jesse Owens. Now, not only is Fat Jack one of the top faces coming out the 90s, we know G-Money DT over there. Chico historically been over there. A lot of dudes have came out of the 9-0s, but Fat Jack is somebody that we've seen over countless years patrolling the set, being in the set, looking like somebody that is a favorite homie in this set. We've seen him issuing DPs, just overall being in the mix. We've seen him with the 40s, seen him with the Coast, seen him with Main Street, seen him in the Hundreds. We know he was on that record with Day 3, aimed at the Swans. Like I said, it seemed like when somebody deploying Fat Jack on their record or even his record, some dissing is going to be going on and some beef is going to be had. But overall, this is what the Crippin' looks like. This is what top tier Crippin' looks like. Now I know that 9-0 Hood Day video just came out with DC Baby Draco. We seen all them niggas go down. Now I know Fat Jack was on that anklet and we seen him go down. Now I think he's sitting down with no bail right now.
He's sitting down with no probation hold. Yep, he locked it right now. I just talked to them niggas. Yep, I just talked to them. I just talked to Fat Jack and them. He's sitting down right now, man. Them niggas all in the little homies. They all together on the gang. My nigga Tiny Mad, Fat Jack, all them niggas.
He's still in the county. He hasn't got out, but right before that situation, he did apply pressure with some music. So y'all make sure y'all go run that up. Now I believe that violation came from a previous 211 that he sat down for, which again, like I said, has derailed this shit. But this is somebody that I wouldn't mind seeing on platforms like No Jumper, Cam Capone, really boosting him out of this street shit and taking him to that next level as an entertainer. I don't know if he's ready to do that, but something we also seen Fat Jack speak on recently is the situation that he's having currently behind the walls with Shotafo from 9-8 Main Street. Now this threw me for a loop. You know, Shotafo is also somebody that I be paying attention to coming out the east side. He's also rapping, but we seen Fat Jack kind of throw a jacket on his name, saying that he's not performing currently in the county. He said that Shotafo didn't want to run his phase, so he ended up getting off on a smoker. I guess to supplement the fact that he didn't get down with one of his enemies. But Fat Jack also alluded to putting a pause on Shotafo himself and saying that he'd never do a song with Shotafo. Like I said, the 9-0s, the main streets, and the East Coast all intertwined with the music. But that's just a bad look, you know, if this is true. And, you know, honestly, nobody's coming out saying it's not. Like I said, one of the faces of the 9-0s for sure. And somebody, like I said, is representing this Crippin' right. We don't see no smut on his name, went down on his case, kept it solid, back functioning in the county, keeping it solid. Reputation clearly at an all-time high. His homies seem to trust his composure. He seems to have impact in his hood. We see a lot of young niggas around him. And like I said, a lot of these dudes from I know we done seen over the last couple years really grow up and keep it solid over here by Jesse Owens. And like I said, with him proclaiming the skits, the activity we can assume is there. Especially with him always being in his section, being in his hood with his homies. This is what we want to see from the Young Life Crip. And this dude is still young. I believe he like 23. Still young dude out here, but this is how it's represented. Now, of course, we got to see how he moves. If he continues this rap shit, being in these interviews, we know how this shit get. This is where a lot of people mess up with saying too much in these rooms on these podcasts. If he can keep his composure with that, continue getting chilly, continue staying outside of jail, man, we can see Fat Jack being some correct representation of the Crippin' in the city of LA. That's why we got to give Fat Jack an A for his representation out here, man. Now, next up on the list, we got somebody
right there, right there. The next thing over it. You know what I'm saying? A-Trey Gangsters right next to the 9-0s. Shout out Young and Hefe, man. Shout out Fat Jack for getting that A though, bro.
that stays popping on the internet. This dude always into something on YouTube, man. Every time you turn on YouTube, you see his face coming out the West Side 80s. We got Young and Hefe from A-Trey Gangsta Crip.
5 bills to get you whacked. 50 shots up in this Mac. Face shots to make the news. We just step when they relax. Group chats to get you tapped. Forehead up in my lap. When they pump, we run it back. Tell my youngin' cut no slack. Impact and make it gooey. When I terrorize like Stewie. Gun chest, 10 choppers. Take my chances with this Uzi. Lil' baby, she might lose me. Attitude, my fashion bougie. I'm attentive with this duty. Like my bitch is bad with booty.
Now, Young N is somebody that's been applying a lot of pressure with the content and his music over the last few months, and he low-key came out the blue with it when he first hit the scene last year, around that time when niggas was talking about the peace talks. We know a lot of people in the city, especially on the west side, was pushing the peace movement and trying to bring a few different hoods together and really focus on getting the bag out here. And this is the first time that a lot of people became familiar with Aunt Hefe. But what people gotta realize is Aunt Hefe is still only a couple years removed from federal custody after serving an extensive bid. Now, you know he done state time and fed time. And we broke all of this down in the video that we did on him. Now, how that video came about, you know, as he started to grow his legs on the YouTube shit, he was going back and forth with B Brazy. And a lot of people started inquiring and asking about Young and paperwork for one reason or another. So we pulled the paperwork on the full A-Trey indictment. And after going through this shit, we really wanted to show how to keep your gangbanging, your cripping, your blood, and whatever solid in the midst of a federal indictment. You know, we break down a lot of federal indictments on this channel. It be a lot of niggas telling. A lot of niggas do keep it solid as well. But to see somebody who's now a staple on the internet keep it solid on a large federal indictment like
blah, 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 nigga, blah, blah. Blah, blah. Blah, blah. But nigga, that shit was here. Blah, 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 blah.
that, you know, it's good to see that shit. You know, niggas taking accountability for their actions and not flipping on their homies just because they faced with adversity. So that's what we seen from Young Ant. That's how that video came about. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out in regards to his paperwork. But as we know, this year, Young Ant took all the way off and got popping all the way on No Jumper, man. Now, like I said, behind the walls, we've heard no bad things about Young Ant. He's put it down. And we've also heard numerous accounts of his reputation on the streets as well before he went to the pen. Now, he hasn't spent a grip of time on the streets like some of these dudes have that we see on the internet. But one thing we do see is his connection between a lot of different members from various hoods. He's accumulated a good amount of respect, not only in his hood, but also outside of the H-Rays, because we always hear about somebody tapping in with Ant in regards to different situations. But as we know, like with most people, Young Ant is not an internet dude. You know, everybody in this space has been outside and did whatever they did in the streets before coming to the internet. And one thing I've seen from Ant is getting acclimated to the internet games and internet politics on No Jumper. Now, like I spoke on before, No Jumper is the expert level of internet podcasting, internet presence, and just putting your face out there. You know, it's a lot that comes with that shit. And we see that with all the hosts on No Jumper. But, you know, we got to address some things that's transpired on No Jumper with Ant. Now, with Kingpin, we all heard the initial record, that slide record that he put out with the disses. Before he yanked them out, before he put the remix out, the nigga was dissing the gangsters. And, you know, when it came out that both of them was finna sit down at No Jumper, it was like, man, all eyes is on this shit, because dude dissing the 3. We all know where A-Tray Gangsta stands. And overall, we don't see a lot of gangster Crip representation on the internet. I've spoken about it before. Neighborhood Crips are usually represented more. So we had to see what was finna go down now. What I didn't like, when Kingpin first got up there, the nigga had put the disclaimer out like, hey, I'm on shrooms. That's the bad work, man. You know, you dissing niggas. We seen what he said in the interview that he had about Young Ant Hefe before he got there. So you know some serious conversations gotta be had if you finna pop up on this nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. This shit gotta be addressed. So why would you pop up in this motherfucker on drugs? That's my number one thing, you know? And then make it a public disclaimer, like, to use that as a crutch, like, hey, if anything go bad in this motherfucker, remember, I'm on shrooms. So that was the first thing I noticed between their interaction. You know what I'm saying? Now, when everything boiled up and it came time to address, I know Adam initially brought it up about King Pill dissing the 3. And Ant went on to tell King Pill that he wasn't dissing A-Tray Gangsta. And King Pill went right along with it and said, yeah, he right, I wasn't dissing A-Tray Gangsta.
I don't play into the little fake politics. He ain't dissing A-Tray on the set. Period. I'm not barring no disrespect from no. Ain't never barred no disrespect from no. Period.
Who said
You know
somebody
what I'm
disrespected you?
But still, the topic coming up.
Yeah, that's
topic
what I
coming
tried
up
to-
about the word,
I tried to read
I'm
in the-
talking to this man, bro.
Oh,
I'm
asking
talking to him
you,
because
though.
the topic lingering, bro.
That I'm disrespecting you?
Bro, you not hear what I'm saying?
Nah.
You said you from a community,
Right.
and you said where it's aimed at.
But it
and
ain't this show said, though.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Okay, so we saying the same shit. So yeah, so we saying the same shit.
Okay, for sure, for sure,
We
yeah.
don't gotta talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Sure, Adam, we ain't got to talk about it anymore. We ain't got to talk about it anymore. You know, I did start this, but we ain't got to talk about it anymore.
What the fuck?
We ain't got to even talk about it. I started all this shit, and you know, it's my fault.
FBI, open up!
They'll be here soon. They'll be here.
To me, this was somewhat of a lightweight markout. To get somebody to say he wasn't doing something when he was is low-key on some Debo and Red shit. You know, how you gonna let somebody tell you what you doing and what you didn't do, and you just go ahead and agree with the shit? Because when somebody use that T word, man, you dissing the whole car. It's no selective politicking behind that, and I feel like King Pill didn't stand on it. Now, like I said, this is where that disclaimer of the shrooms come in, and he can use that as a crutch, but I'm sure nobody want to turn it up right there on the camera. You know what I'm saying? People still have a job to do. Everybody's here to get a check, which is common sense, but King Pill didn't stand on what he initially said. Prime example, we all seen what happened at No Jumper when DW Flame said the N-word to Brick Baby. All the neighborhoods went up. The 40s pulled up. It wasn't no he just did 6-0. He used the neighborhood diss. And DW Flame didn't try to mask it up by saying, nah, I didn't diss this neighborhood set. I only dissed this neighborhood set. We all know you dissed them all. DW Flame, albeit it was an accident, and just in his everyday lingo, it's not like he put a song out and said that, you know, that was in the flow of a conversation, but he admitted he was wrong. But you know, A-Tray and every single hood has a specific diss that is specific to they set, but the nigga dissed the whole car. So I feel like that should have been addressed a different way, not necessarily on camera, but it seemed like King Pill was docile to the situation, and Young and Hefe didn't want to keep beating the dead horse because dude already turned it down when it was addressed. But the differences from that DW Flame and Brick Baby situation, we didn't see no other GC hoods come out and challenge Young and Hefe's approach like they did with Brick Baby in both of their responses to these situations. So to me, it showed that the gangsters was in support of what he did and how he handled the situation with King Pill, because please believe, if it wasn't done to where the message was clear, and if anything was done bunk on Aunt Hefe's part, somebody repping the gangsters would have been said something about the situation. Now again, like I said, Aunt Hefe is just now getting comfortable with this internet. He's a street dude that became a podcaster. He's not just an internet dude. But with that being said, it takes us to the next situation that was more recent with Aunt Hefe. Now, I was low-key peeping some shit all the way back to the debate that they was having over that Stupid Young situation. Now, Munchie B, we know Munchie B popping it. He will smut somebody out. He not new to this. You know, we can just turn the page back to that Beezy Santana situation. Munchie do be popping it on here. Now we know Munchie and Anna's cool. I rock with both of their content. But around that Stupid Young situations, when I first started to see that they do have differences in their stances on some real topics and real debates that they be participating in, mainly when it comes to this street shit. But now we seen some shit low-key boil over with the Young Thug and the Woody situation. Now, to put this shit all the way out there, both of them niggas is bad. Young Thug, Woody, Wody, whatever, them niggas is bad all the way, snitches. Talking in that room to the police, whatever. I'm not finna get into niggas' mindsets with them saying, look, I was playing a game on the police. I'm not looking to play no games with the police. I don't want to have no fun. I'm not finna twist nothing up. It's not time to talk to them niggas about nothing. They both said too fucking much, whether they was trying to help somebody out or do it. Fuck all that, man. Shut the fuck up. Young Thug and Wody is both bad. So, you know, to see them get into an argument about that now, I'm not going to sit here and say that shit bad between them. I think it was a regular argument that two men have, but we did see this nigga and Hefe, man, with his stare down, man. I think this is the second or third time I done seen him stare somebody down. He done stared Lush down. He done stared King Pill down.
This is what I'm saying, though. This is what I'm saying, though. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's
Who
like,
said, nigga? I said it's my opinion, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about?
this is what I'm saying is why would we trust anything that's coming out of any of these dudes' mouths right now when everybody's trying to put everybody in a spin cycle?
Bro, nigga,
He just said that Atlanta's supposed.
You know, this shit be funny, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I think this is him becoming acclimated to always being up under the microscope, especially with being that no jumper. We seen Point and Shoot had some things to say about him, and he responded to it. We done seen him have to speak about niggas calling him about information he putting out on videos, and he responded to that. So we see Young and Hefe going through a lot of growing pains with dealing with this internet, but I don't think any of that is taken away from his impact in his hood. Now, every time I talk to somebody on the streets about YouTube, people that have nothing to do with YouTube, one thing they always say, you know who I rock with? Aunt Hefe. Niggas really do be rocking with Aunt Hefe on the streets due to his reputation. Activity-wise, I don't think Aunt is sliding no motherfucker. No, Aunt, he not doing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? He did his time. He stays solid behind the walls, and he's well respected in his set. As you can see, he got them little niggas around him. All his homies be around him, and he got a solid reputation in the West Side 80s. So we gotta give Young Aunt Hefe a A for his Crip. You know what I'm saying? The only critique I would have with Aunt is how we keep calling us Rap Hustle News. Now, I know we got a long channel name. I've heard how people be doing it sometimes, but Ant keep calling us Rap Hustle News, man. We got no hustle in the name, but you know, it's all good. We got to give Ant Hefe an A for how he represents A-Tray Gang.
Shout out Young Ant for getting that A. My bad, y'all.
Thanks to Crip. Now, the next dude I'm going to speak on is somebody that I've been personally confused and low-key conflicted on for a minute, man. I wasn't made aware of this dude until recently. And as soon as I seen him, I'm like, man, I don't know. We got Steady Nash, neighborhood rolling 60 Crip.
C-R-I-P. Yeah, down to SAC. What up, cuz? What up, Let's go.
Crip, 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 Crip.
I never bang on wax, I bang on cats. This tradition crippin', like we bringin' them walking canes cat. Whistle when you see that. Get that, you see them blue bandanas on bananas, knock a gorilla out the.
Now, I've been seeing a lot of segments on Steady Nash and his origins, you know, and I'm not saying or talking down on people that come from out of town and join a LA hood, you know. I will say the success rate and really coming out on top of doing something like that is extremely low. You know what I'm saying? Not growing up with niggas, not being around from the beginning and popping out of the blue, you know, especially in your later years. I'm not talking about 13, 14, you know, starting high school out here and then, you know, doing your shit. But I'm talking about after high school, coming out here and aligning yourself with a set, you know, it's not too many ways that shit can turn out positive. I'm gonna just keep it real. And this is low-key what we kind of seeing with Steady Nash. Now, like I said, with his origins, we know he's from up north. He's from Sac. And it's a lot of videos of him as an older young man with them members from Sac and not pushing 6-0 shit. You know what I'm saying? He pushing a hood out there, and there's nothing wrong with that. We know what's going on up there and what's been going on up there in the Bay, in Sac, in Stockton. It's getting cracking. It's nothing to be played with up there. So my thing is, if you was banging the hood up there, you know, why not stick with it? You know, that's where questions start to arise for me. What happened? Now, some dudes have been on his heels lately. Byron Blake, Munchie B, they've been on this dude heels and providing receipts. You know, one instance where he said he was from a Sac hood since he was 9. I believe that hood is Manor Crip. Now, before I really knew who this dude was, I heard Jaleese bring this situation up, man, probably like last year. And I didn't look into it, but I remember her saying this dude's name and kind of insinuating that he was on bunk down here, but I didn't look into it. But now things have came to this. And we also seen him on a news segment talking to the news people about a shooting.
When you heard the argument, was it a long argument? Was it just short? Did it seem like they knew each other?
It was static. And his friend was like, he not even a part of this. You know, he not a part of this.
And then boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
At one point, he said that he was a paid crisis actor to talk about the shooting on the news. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I've been real confused about the purpose of his cripping. You know what I'm saying? And what's up with the hood hopping allegations in your older years? Now, he said he got put on a 6-0 in 2009 when he was 19. But in one of his songs, he said he was north side banging. The 6-0s ain't got shit to do with no north side nothing. And that shit worries me, man, you know, because niggas was making allegations that he didn't get put on a 6-0 in 2009. He didn't make his way down here and start pressing this 6-0 identity until after Nipsey passed. And I hope this ain't on no.
No, that's not truth. That's not true. That's not true at all. I can say that. That's not true. Not a Nipsey pass. That's on gang. That's not true at all. That's not true.
Be all you can be type shit, you know. He felt like it was his duty to pick up the Crip torch after Nipsey was killed. You know, I think they called them delusions of grandeur. And it seemed like he aligned himself with Big U, but also said that he's from Sac, but he rocks with the 6-0s when he's in LA. You know, some shit that just don't add up all the way, man. And to me, it's no good. And you know, this dude has also went so far to say that LA is his city. I can't get behind that shit, you know. Even if you came down here in 2009 at 19, this not your city. I'ma just say this, if you wasn't born here or brought here in your young formative years, you cannot say this is your city. Now, we seen Loose Cannon say that he's not from 6-0, but you know, whatever that nigga say is no good as well. That shit don't even matter. His words about as good as the smokers. But we did see him bring that snitch nigga Wody to the 6-0s, and he got spanked for it.
Man, we got you. Where we at with it, man?
You in the section, nigga. I keep saying all this weird ass, but keep my name out your fucking mouth. Nigga, cause y'all can't do this. We the Lamborghini niggas, homies outside, bitch ass niggas. Them niggas don't stop playing with you. Niggas, real talk, niggas. I'm not no internet nigga. Not at all. I just play a nice guy.
We ain't going back and forth with y'all niggas.
This is just not the representation that niggas want coming out the city, man. Like, if you really from the city, anybody from 6-0, whatever hood you from out here, the shit has to be upheld a certain way. And I spoke on this a lot of times with a lot of different hoods, allowing certain people, especially on social media, to push their sets. And that should just be rubbing me the wrong way because it don't look right, it don't sound right, it's just not authentic. And that's the vibe that I'm getting from Seti Nash, man, with his cripping. Now, I've seen he got ties to Oklahoma as well. I don't know what this Oklahoma shit's about, but I think overall he's a cool, regular internet personality. The gangbanging doesn't have to go with that. You know, he got a good following on his channel. I don't necessarily think it's because of the cripping. So I honestly think him and the cripping can part ways, you know, separate itself, you know, and continue like that for real. And I honestly don't think anybody will look at him funny. I'm gonna just keep that shit 100. But as representation of neighborhood Rolling 60 Crip, I gotta give Seti Nash an F, man. It's just not right. Even if the nigga done got put on, all that's cool. But like I said, coming out here, 19, 30, look, it's a way to pay homage without fully involving yourself into these politics, man. So Seti Nash, we got to give him an F. Now, next up on the list, we got somebody who did find himself in a little bit of trouble behind the walls. We got Compton TG from Atlantic Drive, Compton Crib.
Hey, I like that cause I'm an A-boy. I don't play toys, I play with guns, make you pay for it. Red and blue lights behind your whip will make you hate the boys. They put you in back of they whip and end up taking yours. But fuck the ops, cops, the judge, and the DA. Solve a piece EA, Nene Bullet, that's PK. Ask my mama, she know it, I've been a problem since a pre-K. I came from nothing, now they got my shit on replay.
Now, Compton TG has been sitting down for a little bit from a robbery of a jewelry store out in Palm Desert. Now, everything always been cool with Compton TG, man. His name ain't never been in no bullshit. He always been around solid people in the city. Atlantic Drive, a well-known hood in Compton. You know, overall, no bad things to say about Compton TG. He's came off always as a line presser, aggressive in the music, you know, all around gangbanging. So it came as a surprise seeing his name pop up in the way it did, you know, especially with the facts that was alleged in the altercation that he had behind the wall. So J Hood, we all know J Hood hasn't been on the internet in a while. He's gonna be home soon, but he had got word about a removal that took place, I believe, while Compton TG was in Calipat.
Yeah, I was in the pen. What's up, Sharon? What's happening with people? You already know what's happening with my peoples. Salute to all my peoples in the building.
In the altercation that took place between Compton TG and some neighborhood Crips. So it wasn't necessarily clear whether it was Compton neighborhood or the other NHCs, but the initial allegations that came out were that he had, for some reason, dissed the neighborhoods on the tier, and niggas had to see about that. Now, again, initial reports was that the neighborhoods ran up on him and had him screaming and crawling up under the bunk in the cell. Now, questions arose about how the 6-0s was able to override the hub and the dub car behind the walls and administer that beating on Compton TG and not go to the hub and the dub, and the hub and the dub not do it, you know? So things like that started to float around. The actual details of the situation started to come about, and that whole situation sounded nasty, you know, saying I'm screaming, I'm sorry, and crawling up under the bunk and getting removed. It sounds extremely bad, especially for how Compton TG represents himself. But then he makes a phone call and explains the situation in a different way, saying it was some horse playing going on. We know that's a problem. The horse playing, that shit gets out of hand. And you know, he said there was only a couple people from his car in the pod. I think he said about 2 or 3 other dudes from the hub and the dub was there. They was already thin, and it was mostly neighborhood Crips in there. So the one thing that can be agreed upon is that something happened, something transpired that somebody deemed unfavorable. But going back to that jewelry store robbery, it was said that his crimey, for some reason, had it out for him. I don't know who his crimey is or what hood he from, but it said that that dude had been trying to put smut on his name. So this situation seemed like it opened the door for some bullshit to happen on Compton TG. It was also said that after the violation happened, not the beating, whatever happened with him either horseplaying or with him dissing the neighborhoods, it said that he had rode a kite to somebody from 6-0, asking if he can roll it up instead of catching his beating. Now again, that crazy. You know, these are some heavy allegations.
Yeah, that's a lot of people just saying that, though. I go here, you know what I'm saying? Straight up, like, that's a lot of people just saying that type of stuff. I can't for sure say that, you know what I'm saying? But as people say that, people saying, it's different stories, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got the real story, you know what I'm saying? And I'm from neighborhood Crip, but I understand certain shit, nigga, all your music, you just in neighborhood, and then let's not, niggas do it, we press up on that.
Against him that led to him being removed from one yard, hitting another yard, and allegedly being removed from that yard. It said that they was trying to get him to go SNY, man, to completely turn it in. But fast forward to a couple weeks ago, the camera pop on in the cell, and it's none other than Compton TG in the cell with Lil Powder from Great.
Hey, nigga talk about a nigga PC and all that, man. It's on the dead homies. Y'all see what the going on? Nigga, real members around here, nigga.
Lil Potter. Lil Potter.
Lil Potter from Great Street, nigga.
That's my nigga
Cho.
Cho. That's nigga Cho, nigga. That's my boy, nigga. Shout out Cho. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Cho, my nigga. Shout out my nigga enemy. Well, my nigga Darko. You know what I'm saying? Baby Darko on the dead homies. My nigga enemy, cuz on Crip. Shout out to the Newbie brothers, nigga on the hood. My nigga Cho and them, man. Park Village, man, on Crip.
Hold on, nigga. Park Village, nigga on the dead homies. Nigga, we in here, nigga. Stop playing, nigga.
Go young.
Nigga
ain't no PC. On Beezy. Man, how you turn the camera around right here? Yeah. That's on Great. Hey, listen, man. That's on young.
PC who?
PRMOSB Jordan down Great Street, Lil Powder. You know what it is. On the dead homies. On young.
Now, this is when everybody got to see that he's not on
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Good yard. Lil Powder's good. He's in a cell with the Grape Street Reputable, and that kind of debunked his current housing situation. But the fact remains that something did transpire in Calipat that got him removed. Now, the details on how everything played out are low-key tricky to get. It said that they was on lockdown, you know, and at this point, it's one side word against the other. But again, like I said, the only remaining thing is that he did, in some way, violate a rule. So that just puts him in an unfavorable position. Now, we know, again, like I said, this is a frontline dude from Atlantic Drive. Didn't do no telling. You know, maybe his crime is trying to dirty politic on him. It's not said that he had any paperwork or snitched on his crime. You know, it seems like a situation where the cards is stacked up against this dude, and he was in an unfavorable position for one reason or another. We may never know. But I think his reputation is still good, man. I think his impact is still good. Atlantic Drive is not a big hood in Compton, right next to Kelly Park, and they beefing with the Kellys. So his face card is really big for ADC. And we know he is getting active. Clearly, he still is with the activities. But like I said, the remaining fact is he did get removed from some shit. So with that, we got to give Compton TG a beat for this Crip. You know what I'm saying? He's not on the SNY yard. He's not doing the bad shit. But there is some asterisks next to his name now. Again, I don't know if somebody is pushing an agenda against this dude, what he's done, but this is what it is. Still doing his shit, though. Still holding it down. That's why we got to give him a beat for his cripping over there coming out of Compton. Now, next up, we got somebody who hit the scene around the beginning of when niggas that's locked down got on YouTube. We got J Hood from Westside Stevenson Village.
I'm J Hood from Stevenson Village, and I done did it all. I was just in jail for 4 murders, and I beat him and got found guilty of just 1 manslaughter. I got 11 years, 8 months. Since I've been in jail, my homie's been dying. The woman I fell in love with, she been fucking. Motherfuckers forgot about me. Half the set, don't give a fuck about a nigga. They ain't help with no lawyer fees. They ain't put no money on the nigga books. And you know what I've been doing? I've been squabbling every op I run across, been breaking their jaws, beating their ass, dragging them, stabbing them, doing everything under the sun for the gang. But at the end of the day, the gang don't give a fuck about a nigga. They don't care. That shit bullshit, fool. Go to school. Go get a job. Go take care of your family. That's gangster. It's words from me. I've been shot 11 times for this shit, bro. My brother dead. I got homies that's dead for this shit, bro. I done killed for this shit, fool. I'm a convicted killer for the gang, fool.
Now, J Hood's somebody that was low-key real controversial on the internet. And I say was because, you know, we haven't seen him in a minute. Now, he is coming home soon, but I think shit probably went bad over the phone or something like that. He don't want to keep spending them racks, and I'm pretty sure he's going to hit one of these interview platforms when he touches down. Now, he is eligible for parole at the end of this year in December. Will he make it? I'm not sure, but either way, he does have a date to come back outside and play ball with this internet shit. But it's a few things with J Hood that we gotta speak on that have made him a controversial figure on the internet. So number one, like I said, Stevenson Village, their main beef is 190 East Coast Block Crip. But we know, as he's told many times, he's beefing with all of them, 1st Street to 1200 Block. J Hood has been known to have that sustained animosity against the coast. Now, that has given him his reputation, man. We all heard about J Hood and his squabbles, and a lot of people have vouched for him and how he's put it down in the county jail. Now, even though he has a release date, he is sitting down for a body, and he hasn't spoke on this situation much. You know, he's claimed to have hats and did his shit, but we gotta rewind the clock back with J Hood, September 4th, 2015. Now, Stevenson Village is known to be cool with the Gangsta Crips, and this is where J Hood finds himself in the shotguns in Gardena on the night of September 4, 2015. Now, he's over here by 141st in these apartments back here, I believe in like one of them alleyways by them Gardena apartments, where it's J Hood, 2 other unidentified dudes, and somebody named Lawrence Weddle. Now, Lawrence Weddle is Bullet from
Hold on quick. Salute to the subscribe on the hood. See, I don't want to mess this shit up. All right. This is called Gun.
Same Crip out in Long Beach. Again, another Trey Hood. So the gangsters is all over here in the shotguns kicking it. These are all allied sets. Dior. And it said that
C. Dior, I think, gun.
An altercation breaks out between Bullet and 3 other gang members, where it started off as a verbal altercation and moved to a physical altercation and resulted in Bullet from Insane being shot multiple times in the chest and in the abdomen. Now, overall, Bullet sustained 7 gunshot wounds over here in the shotguns. And as you can see, there's a grip of entry and exit wounds on his body. And this is what J Hood is sitting down for. So it said that he let off 15 rounds, with again, Bullet being hit 7 times over here. And of course, with a release date, the murder charge got dropped down to a voluntary manslaughter charge, which he pled to May of 2022. So, you know, that whole 7-year time span, he sat in the county and racking up almost a year of good time, which is why we see him eligible for parole less than 3 years after he hit the pen. Now, Bullet was a reputable member from Insane. And, you know, I don't know if J Hood didn't really speak on this situation because it was some shit that involved the gangsters, but this situation led him to his next problem and what really made him such a controversial person on the internet, with him being on the SNY yard. So he tells a story about being dirty politicked on. And again, you know, these are some of the hardest things to get down, especially with some shit behind the walls. You know, the paperwork is extremely necessary, but what he spoke on was that he was initially being told on by his homies. Now, I don't know if it was them other 2 dudes that was there that night with Bullet getting killed in the shotguns, but the way he kind of put it was that niggas was saying his name and he had said their name or some shit like that, not necessarily implicating them, but basically saying all he did was confirm that somebody was there who the police already knew was there. Now, word got back to his G homie while he was on a good yard. Now, the thing is about Stevenson Village, it's not a big hood, nowhere near a big set, but they do have a strong reputation. And sometimes what we see from sets that aren't that big, they have to be even stronger to uphold their reputation. So when J Hood said he explained this situation to his G homie and showed him his paperwork, his G homie took it, but later came back with the removal. So he said the line was pressed on him to get removed out the yard. He says his homies didn't really want to do it, but the G homie is making a point of emphasis that J Hood needs to go for being bad and snitching in a situation. Now, when J Hood gets out, he may present his paperwork, I'm not gonna sit here and say that he's a snitch. And the thing is, I see a lot of niggas was fucking with J Hood and talking to J Hood. So I think other people feel the same way. They can't necessarily say nothing bad about him in terms of having paperwork because it hasn't came out. Now, the fact does remain about him being on the SNY yard. You know, that's always a point of contention. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is always pleading their case about that situation. You know, there's really no way around that, you know, especially to niggas that have never hit no SNY yard or did no shit like that stayed on the main line. It's just all bad at that point. But seemingly, J Hood stayed solid in the streets and when he was in the county jail. You know, like I said.
I know J Hood as well. I was in prison with J Hood in the first term. I remember J Hood got out of jail. This is my boy, for real talk. You know what I'm saying? J Hood got out of jail, bro. And me and Gangster from one I know we was chopping up with J Hood. You know what I'm saying? We telling J Hood all type of stuff like wash his ass when he go out the streets, this and that, just before he get home. He was talking about a female, this and that. He get into it with a certain person over a female. And he was talking about what he gonna do when he get out, beat him up, all this and that. He gonna see this and that. And about 3 weeks after J Hood got home, like 2 weeks, I believe, 2 weeks after he got home, and, you know, so they hit the yard. They made an announcement on the yard that J Hood was shot 9 times. Straight up, he was shot 9 times. You know what I'm saying? And at the mall. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? His last name is Ross. They on the loudspeaker. You know, he was known inside the in the prison. You know what I'm saying? So like Ross was shot. You know what I'm saying? He in critical condition right now. We'll update everybody in the yard. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Ross. Yep. Like damn. Yep. Straight up. I remember that shit. That shit was crazy. They woke up one morning and told us that shit. I'm like, fuck. And they let us, you know what I'm saying, whoop, whoop, and this and that. He got out of surgery. Surgery went well. He's recovering and all that shit. Like a whole prison. That shit was crazy. Straight up.
Said, with the fades, we know
that's Bach's son.
He was putting in work, as we can see. And niggas was gunning for him as well. So I don't think J Hood is a mark or a buster by any stretch of the imagination. Again, I can't say he's snitching. I think he's a very impactful person for Stevenson Village. You know, whether they dirty politicking on him or not, I feel like he's performed and been a strong homie for them. His reputation seemingly is decent. Like I said, I've seen a lot of members in conversation and communication with this dude. A lot of good members in communication with this dude. But of course, there's homies from his set and probably other people that don't deem him to be good. But overall, since he is on the SNY yard, we got to give J Hood a beat. You know, until further notice, until the claims can fully be debunked and we see exactly what was said in the paperwork and we can actually prove that he was dirty politicked on for one reason or another. But still, I deem somebody that is some good Crip representation out here, and we're going to be seeing that dude soon for sure. Now, another dude I'm going to speak on is somebody that has been graded on a previous report card and is the first person where we had to double back on and adjust his grade because he seemingly was doing some foul shit to his homies, man. We got X4 from Neighborhood Rolling 40 Crip.
Niggas better stay up in their place before we spank you. Don't ask us why you getting all these fades, cause we hate you. Even if you don't wanna fight, we gon' make you. Even if you try to run my tiny, still gon' chase you. Was finna pull a skate, had to look at my ankle.
Now, you know, in the first ever report card that we did, this was at a time when X4 and 4 Extra had really came out and was putting on for the West Side 40s, you know. X4 was applying pressure with the music. He had his first couple interviews with Adam and Street TV, and I feel like he performed well in them interviews with not saying too much, you know what I'm saying? Having composure with the gang banging, you know, because a lot of times we see a lot of people get up in these interview rooms and on these cameras and shit and start talking crazy, and then they look stupid on the back end, you know? So with that being said, we had gave X4 an A for his representation as a 40 Crip. You know, most of the popping that he was doing was in the music, dissing his enemies. We know he had kept it solid on his case, came back home, was just overall doing his shit with no smut on his name. Other than that time where he got on camera drunk, doing the baby mama shit, you know, other than that, I couldn't really say no bad shit about X4 at the time. Now, fast forward a year, the nigga then got beside himself with some of the
The nigga got beside himself. It's crazy.
Movements and antics he was doing. So we all know it started off with the situation and whispers about him beefing with his homies. And for a little bit, everybody was like, man, I don't know if that's true. Nobody wanted to speak on it. Of course, the 40s didn't necessarily want to put that shit out there to the forefront immediately. But whatever it was, the shit was brewing between him and 4 Extra. So the shit ended up boiling over. It comes out that they into it. Spody Face spoke up, and it seemed like there was some division in the 40s. And I'm going to say this is also when shit like this went into the buzz around the 40s kind of dying out. You know, we had this, we had 4 Extra continuously being violated. Dodie 6 was crashing. You know, a lot of shit was going on at this time. But X4 came with some weird ass energy after 4 Extra put that Off the Back record out, where the nigga talking about he trademarked Off the Back, got the LLC for Off the Back.
And you know I'm the CEO Off the Back now too, cuz I might got some Off the Back merch.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
Hey, let it go super viral, cuz I want a big check.
Yeah. But that song's going crazy right now. Like Cheeseburger plays it in here on a regular.
Oh, you play it? Yeah, run the streams up.
Yeah, he plays it in here. Yeah, he plays it in
Off
here.
the bat, yeah.
So you got the trademark or something like that?
Yeah, I'm the CEO.
Yeah. So like, how does that work with like
you know, off the back? I just like that. Off the back.
Number one, that right there is hella flagrant. You know what I'm saying? Yo, homie, these niggas from your own hood. Not saying that y'all gotta be best friends or friends at all, but to go behind somebody's back and try to take some chili off their plate, man, another grown man, is just some weird shit to do.
No, let me tell you something though. People do it all the time in business though. Let's keep it real. In business, people do that all the time, bro. People get something buzzing, people get stuff going, and somebody come and take it because they didn't know business, they didn't know how to trademark it, or they didn't know how to coin it and all that type of stuff, and people come and snatch their stuff. That's real business. Like if he didn't have Rap News Street Pop, if that wasn't coined and trademarked, this, that somebody can go grab it right now, grab your shit, make your shit. So when you make him this, that, that's their stuff. They make you change your name and all that, make you pay for it. Way more than, you know what I'm saying, what they pay for it for. People do that. That's how people make money. People out there that do this personally do that. They make money like that. Straight up, they make dough like that.
Dude, you know, neither one of these niggas is in position like that to be having lawyers involved and all that kind of shit, and they wasn't in business together. So it seemed like some spiteful actions was going on, and that's some female shit coming from X4, like, oh, me and him fell out, so I'ma fuck his business up on the back end. That's some weird shit, man. And it was a horrible representation of the Crippin' in the city, man. And you know, it's bad that it had to hit the internet like that, but that nigga's the one that brought it to the internet, thinking it was cool to do his homies like that. And he really just started to show the type of individual he was, you know. Now, on the other hand, I can't speak on exactly why these dudes fell out, but honestly, I can't see any reason to go out your way to do some shit like that, even if it was done to you. You know, as a man, niggas ain't playing these tit for tat games, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he did this to me, so I'm gonna do this to him. That shit weird. And my thing is, I feel like, again, since they from the same hood, it should have been something that they could have just got down over. Now, I would imagine X4 wouldn't want to get down with 4 Extra. And that takes us to the county jail shit, you know. He went down on the case. I think it's a robbery or some shit like that. Again, I'm not going to speak on the details about that either. All of those are allegations on his name, but he is sitting down right now. But niggas was saying that he PC when he got there. Now, I heard it was some shit about not wanting to be in the dorm with the Hoovers. And we know X4 do be popping it a lot, man. This would be bad on his name. But I believe it came out that he wasn't in PC, you know. Like I said, when it's shit they got to do with niggas behind the wall, man, it's very hard to really nail down exactly what the fuck is going on. And that shit just end up blowing over because it's always he say, she say with that kind of shit. But overall, I feel like X4 went out bad and kind of showed niggas his true colors with the way he was moving and kind of moving, like I said, on some female shit and on some childish shit. And you know, that's not the way this shit got to be represented in the city, man. Especially when niggas from out of town or the media see you got your shit blasted all over your face, 40 this, 40 that, everything is on rolling, and then they see you doing some shit like this, it just ain't it, man. Before he did all that, he should have got active, should have got down with 4 Extra, so that turned his activity down, reputation going out bad, and it's fucking his impact up in the hood, man. This dude is untrustworthy with his own homies, man. So we gotta give X4 a D for these antics that he done pulled in his set. Now, of course, we ain't seen no snitching on his name, no weird shit like that. You know, we haven't necessarily seen him or can prove that he was ducking shit, so we can't fully smut him out, but we got to give him a D. Now, the next member we got to speak on is somebody that got a crazy reputation for what transpired in his past, and somebody that hit the scene extremely outspoken and pushing the line for their community. We got Gumby from 9 Deuce Hoover Crib.
That's what you do. Stop helping people who y'all think need the help. Help the people who really need it. The boots on the ground. All these dudes out here talking about
so there's like abused women. and like,
Well,
and
I
their
feel
kids.
I feel for the abused women and their kids.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm from Hoover. I'm a gang member. We come first at this point.
Now, like I said, Gumby hit the internet, pressing the line at No Jumper, and really trying to get a certain side of the Hoovers to be really represented in the media space. Now, we know it's a lot of media platforms.
Appreciate y'all, yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? For real. He said, I appreciate that you stay out the year, man. I try to stay out the circus. I try to stay with like-minded individuals. I try to people that can elevate me, make me stronger. And I don't try to keep with, you know, saying weird-ass people, for real, to keep it real, you know what I'm saying? I try to stay away from the weirdos, real shit.
That represent Hoover. We know Milk is one. Back on Fig, Damian Porter. But when you look at the whole situation from the outside, them platforms don't really work together. It's kind of segregated between Hoover representation. So it seemed like Gumby wanted to press his side of the Hoovers and get them some more airtime to the masses. And the thing about Gumby that some may see is that he got them young niggas around him as well. And that's really crucial when talking about structure in your hood. As an old dude, you know, Gumby is an OG, but it seems like he can still politic and serve as glue to OG homies and young homies. We know a lot of older homies, they get to a certain spot and they kind of separate themselves from the younger generation, so to speak. And that's where shit loses touch. But Gumby seems like somebody who has the ability to politic with the old and the young in his hood.
No, don't do that, because I already told him if I was here on gang, your team would have been having a shootout with me on gang, because we don't play like that. I don't play like that. But let me, I'm just trying to make
He knows, though, how much I was not going to put that clip out. That clip didn't come out from
I told you to put it out, though.
He told me to put it out.
Okay, we'll talk when we get back on.
Now, the key thing about Gumby that everybody knows about is the situation that happened with him behind the walls, where he had to press play on one of his homies. And he also became infamous for being exonerated in his case after serving 16 years for some bullshit. And it said that he won a settlement and really just got a wild backstory coming out the 90s. But like I said, with him being outspoken, he's made some wild claims, and he hasn't spared his tongue on a lot of different topics. We seen him call out T-Rail and back on Fig for not representing Hoover the right way. We seen him call out Milk for whatever reason. He spoke about a time where he said he pressed Beezy over a messed up money situation.
Hey, girl. What you doing up? Texas in the building, y'all. Shout out Texas. You understand me? Everything bigger in Texas, you know what I'm saying? Food, women, ass, titties, the state, everything bigger in Texas.
And he made a claim that Big U, when they was locked up together, was not pushing rolling 60s and had fully converted to the Muslim lifestyle behind the walls. Now, we know that story seemingly was debunked by Chill from 16 to Life. Shout out Chill. Y'all make sure y'all go check out his channel. But he gave his account and said the Big U situation didn't really play out like that. But you know, teach his own. Everybody's gonna have a perception of the situation. But this is what I'm talking about with Gumby not holding his tongue since he's hit the internet. And what we seen with him pressing the line to get his homie some action, it seemingly worked, because after he hit No Jumper, you know, the Hoovers came out with a group. We started to see him a little bit more. And then we know a lot of bullshit has transpired and this low-key derailed their movement since then. But you know, even though Gumby has brought some internal shit between him and his homies to the internet that we probably really didn't need to see, we still see niggas speaking highly of his name. No smut on his name. I think the only thing that I would deem questionable that he's done to this point is sit down with Wack. We know when he came out, Wack had a lot of popping it to do, and then he popped out with Young Hawk, and then Gumby came back around and sat down with Wack. Now, that's some of them prime internet games and shit, but I'm not gonna speak too much on that. But other than that, Gumby has been a solid representation since he made his debut on the internet. We know we got Checkin' Ain't Cheating. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out. He said he don't fuck with the grid, he fuck with the gang. So we know this is somebody, again, that's still outside, pushing the line, still looking to represent his hood the right way and lead his homies in the right way. So, you know, we got to give OG Gumby Nandus Hoover an A for his representation on the internet. Now, up next, we got an OG coming out the west side of Compton that's really made itself a staple on YouTube. And it's also been applying pressure with the content, but this came after applying pressure in the streets. We got Compton Rick Rock from West Side Nutty Block Compton Crip. Now, y'all all see Rick Rock doing his thing, and to some people, he came out of left field on the internet as an older homie. Not everybody was familiar with his background, and to the internet, we really seen him around that time when he was doing the comedy skits with C-Mac. But like I said, Rick Rock is a true OG of the Hub and the Dub now. One of two OGs we speaking about in this video. We've done a dedicated OG report card previously. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. But Rick Rock is somebody who I would definitely say is upholding the standard of jumping off the porch at an early age, doing your shit, coming back, being reintegrated in society, and really changing his life for the better. And of course, having a positive image as we see today. Now, Rick Rock has went through his backstory a couple times on YouTube, with speaking on being introduced to the street shit with Raymond Street Hustlers in Compton, a set that's right next to Nutty Block, and eventually ended up being from Nutty Block. Now, everything bubbled up for Rick Rock at about 17 when he ended up catching a manslaughter case. The situation behind that, I believe, was a situation when he was young, somebody was wet down, and you know how it is dealing with people that's on that water, man. Shit can get real aggressive, and everything boiled over that led to him serving a 10-year sentence behind that manslaughter case. Now, after that, he did go back down for another couple years after that, and I believe he served about 13, 14 years behind the walls. And what we see from Rick Rock is staying solid on them cases. No smut on his name, bad paperwork on his name. Again, somebody else keeping it solid, not flipping on people, and taking accountability for their actions. You know what I'm saying? But Rick Rock has been out since about 2013. And as we can see, he's done a whole 180 and really be out here speaking to the youth as an older homie. Now, like I said previously, he's had his hand in comedy, rapping, low riding, and of course, somebody who I would say out of LA podcasters has one of the best introduction songs on YouTube. And you know, lately we've been seeing him with Snoop, Nina Boy, really outside trying to take this media shit to another level, man. But overall, we clearly see Compton Rick Rock with a solid reputation in his city and somebody who is respected out of the Hub and Dub after dodging a life sentence in the gangbanging heyday of the 80s and 90s, man. We've also seen him have a few words with a lot of people on YouTube, man, and that's just how the game go. You know, putting the content out, it's gonna be a lot of people tapping in and saying X, Y, and Z about the content, and that's not new to anybody that is in this content space, man. But one thing we always see from Rick Rock is him keeping his composure with this YouTube shit. But overall, like I said, somebody who we see has successfully made it out the streets with no bad news on his name. Y'all make sure y'all go support Compton Rick Rock as an OG in the game. And you know we got to give Compton Rick Rock an A for how he represents this Crip and shit, man. Now, next up, we got to talk about the young life and the potential future of this Crippin' in the city, man. We got Baby Infant Chief from Eastside Insane Crip Gang.
Yeah, we free.
I'm from 2-3, Baby Insane Crip.
Okay, where we at right now?
Yeah, shake this cord. Or shake the locust. Insane Crip, nigga, what?
Ooh.
Now, Baby Infant Chief is somebody that hit the internet low-key in a bad way, man. Now, the key thing is he been over there for a little minute. It didn't just start with that dude that caught him and had him screaming, man. He been hanging out with the Saints for a little bit. But what really blew him up and blew his name up was when the dude from 20s had caught him, man. And it was a bad sight. It was a nasty sight to see. You know, this is still a young kid, and it looked like a grown man had him screaming and rolling around on the floor. Now, we know this is nothing new, especially when you outside with this gangbanging shit, man. If you jumped off the porch at 11 years old, you are susceptible to some shit like this, you know. But not too long after this, we seen him on the other side of the gun, man, slapping somebody up and pressing issues. So this is somebody that's learning early on that you win some and you lose some, man. But somebody who I can draw a connection or a correlation to as an example is that young dude that we spoke on in the Blood Report Card, Lil Brazy. Baby Infant Chief is somewhat what we see when you being raised by solid members out here. Now, even though he did get caught slipping, he does have better composure about himself than Lil Brazy. But due to both of these dudes' ages, man, I think if this energy can be put into something else, you know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna have a better outcome, and niggas will be able to dodge the stereotypical future that's gonna come with this shit. That's gonna come with this gangbanging shit. But you know, sometimes people are only playing the cards that they dealt. Like I said, when you this young in the hood, it's really deeper than what we see, man. This dude probably really got some turmoil in his life right now that has led him to this point. His people is probably close to it. And like I said, this is probably the direct option that's been given to this young man, which is very common between LA, Compton, and Long Beach. The only thing that's really changed over the years is the fact that the cameras is turned on and everybody has a front row seat into seeing somebody like.
I'm saying this right. This motherfucker about another 30 minutes, 40 minutes, y'all. Y'all gotta go probably check this out, man. I'm probably finna call it quits tonight. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Like this outside. But the key thing is, if this is what you gonna do, man, you gotta go full-fledged on it. And this is what we see from Baby Infant Chief, man. Going full-fledged with banging his set. Now, I didn't like him crying and begging for mercy from his enemies, especially how he is when he's on the other side distributing the beat down on his enemies.
Yeah, nigga, got that 85 Crip. Ain't this little bug, nigga, on white tail Crip. Trapping, nigga, on 20 Crip. Dragon bug, all that. Nigga, white tail Crip. Ain't this little bug, man? Ain't this little bug. 20 lows. Come, bitch. Nigga, on the ground.
But like I said, this is somewhat of what the future is looking like. Do I think he got some solid representation around him? Yeah, I do. And I think them niggas can lead him in the right way and staying solid if this is the lifestyle that he chooses to live. But nonetheless, man, in terms of activity, he's outside, he's doing his shit, he's catching fades, you know, hey, he doing what's coming with this shit. So we can't knock him for that. Impact in his hood, he's probably gonna grow up and have a face card, man. Like I said, with this internet game, his face is already being out here. He's somebody that people are gonna draw to. And so far at his age, man, his reputation doesn't seem like he got any smut on his name. He's not doing no bad shit. Of course, you always really love the young dudes that's out there that's trying to push a line. They always get favored in one way or another. But we got to give Baby Infant Chief a beat for his crippin' coming out the east side of Long Beach, because he was on that ground rolling around and screaming when his enemies got up on him. It's just facts. Now, up next is somebody that got out the pen and hit the scene while they hood was one of the favorites on the internet, and everybody was tuning in to anything that they did over there on the west side. We got Dodie 6 from West Side rolling 40 Crip.
You got a rollie on your wrist, it ain't no fun to tuck your chain. Why the fuck you get put on if you ain't trying to get your man? She can tell it's neighborhood, she see the Nipsey in my stand. Knuckle scored the fuck up, niggas know that I ain't playing. I done beat the beat up, right, left, super saiyan. Should be told up in this bitch that I am not one of your homies.
Now, Dodie is somebody that everybody was waiting for to come home and hit the streets, especially after X4 took off with the rapping. And like I said, when he did hit the streets, man, it was prime time with the 40s. It seemed like everything the neighborhood 40s was touching was going up. X4, 4 Extra, 4 Leaf, Spody Face. You know, it was a crazy buzz surrounding the 40s. But Dodie gets out and starts doing his shit to the point to where he ends up on the Kendrick Lamar album. And it was just an overall good look in the city and for Dodie. And y'all make sure y'all check out that new Dodie 6 album, Who is Dodie 6. But we all know what's overshadowed this shit with Dodie, man. The antics that transpired after the album dropped. It seemed like he was on that shit. Now, I don't want to put a jacket on nobody. I ain't seen him smoking, but you know, some shit was irregular about how he was moving and crashing out with this internet shit. You know, he had some words for Kendrick after the album. You know, some internal shit that they had going on. We seen him crash in the whip, face all bloody, bitch in the car. He was doing a whole lot. And it was like a domino effect with one thing after another. He couldn't catch a break. Now, he did catch a DP. And you know, there was allegations about some foul play regarding some of his shit or some money or something with his homies. But it seemed like after that, you know, he low-key straightened this shit up. I don't know if one of his older homies grabbed him and got him on the right track, or at least told him to stay off the internet with the business. But it seemed like since that point, he's put his head down and got back to work. We see him with some crazy features still doing his shit, but he still do be looking a little wild, I'm not gonna lie, man. And then we seen him with the situation going back and forth with P4K out of the Baby Stones. And we know that situation is deeper than rap. And when they ran into each other, the shit was bumped. It seemed like both of them was pump faking and turning the camera on. But overall, I would say Dodie 6 has still been a solid member and some decent representation out the 40s. But sadly, I have to say that the antics had overshadowed the work he had put in to get himself into the limelight with the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is forever gonna remember what happened after the Kendrick Lamar album with the Crashing Out. And everybody is looking at it like it's some smoker shit. So, you know, we gotta give Dodie 6 a beat. We know he did his time. He stayed solid on his bid. No smut on his name. Didn't do no weird shit in his hood when his homies called him for his DP. But I think his reputation took a hit with all the antics that he was on just a few months back, man. So that's why we gotta give Dodie 6 a beat with this Crippin', man. Now, next up, we got another out-of-town dude that involved himself into the politics and tucked his tail when the shit got hot. We got 607 coming out of Hoover from St. Louis.
It's the law. Swing on me first, cuz. Swing on me first, cuz. Swing on me first. Swing on me first. Swing on me first. Swing on me first. Swing on my first. Swing on me first. So that way I gotta reach and clap your ass.
From St. Louis, we don't squabble. See, y'all LA different. Y'all brag about fighting.
Is you gonna let 4 extras know you from Hoover?
I'm from Hoover.
Now, the crazy thing about 607, I don't know if this is true. He came through and said his hood was a part of an alliance between 60 and 107 Hoover. Now, we know he was not prepared in regards to LA politics, especially being acclimated to a situation like that in St. Louis. Now, I'm very familiar with St. Louis. A lot of my people is out there still on the north side. Shout out to y'all. I've been in a lot of different hoods in St. Louis, but of course, I'm not too familiar with their politics. But this is another dude that's came out here and played games with our politics. But the key thing we gotta note about 607, this nigga's a smoker. He has broken down how he smoked cavi. He's explained it in many different ways, his episodes on crack, and we done seen video of this nigga while he was smoking in his hood and being treated like a smoker in his hood. So this is the groundwork and the basis for 607 You know what I'm saying? So we all know when you got a smoker, you got to take everything he say with a grain of salt. But overall, man, when he aligned himself with Hoover and saying how he tapped in and being cool with Hoovers in LA, you know, this is a bad look. Now, along with talking out the side of his neck, he's went on to say Crips is snitches. He dissed the Bloods in front of Munchie and ended up tucking his tail, man, when the stove got hot after he realized that he wasn't prepared to truly play ball out here in the streets of LA.
Everybody go back me out. Hoes that do, I'm gonna have them DM this Hoover tat.
Come on, guys, I'm straight Hoover.
You gotta pay your shit.
I'm Hoover slide remover.
What?
Hoover slide remover.
Hey, bro, watch your mouth.
Oh, I forgot.
You forgot what?
I forgot. I didn't know you was blooding. I forgot, gang. That's what I'm mama.
No, don't let this content shit go.
No, I forgot you was blooding. Listen, I forgot you was blooding for real.
607, they kept on telling me 40s. I said, what the f that mean? Right? They all say 40.
Slow down.
First of all,
that's what it means.
First of all,
say what the f that mean. No, I don't mean it like that. You see what I'm saying? I can't say nothing.
Don't do that, cuz. Don't say what
see what I'm saying? I didn't know what the
See what I'm saying?
Don't do that. See what I'm saying? My bad, gang.
He didn't mean it like that.
My bad. I didn't mean it like that.
Don't say what it mean, nigga. Westside 40.
There we go. Now we see he got his own platform. He been had his own platform. He been doing his shit on his side of town, and it's all cool when he stay over there with his shit and his people who allow him to play these type of games. But one thing I can respect from Unc is that he admitted to being a sucker and a bitch, and he got out the way like one. You know, a lot of dudes that come out here from out of town, they double down even after they get marked out. Unc has for sure said that he wants no problems. He don't want to participate in any bullshit with anybody, and he got his ass out the motherfucking way. Now, with that being said, leaving the street shit alone, he is as entertaining as most smokers are. You know what I'm saying? So similar to the Seti Nash situation, leave the gang banging shit at the door, man, and just be the internet person you are and stop with the goofy shit. Now, recently he did have Trigger Bird and Gumby up on his show. Again, them is dudes from Hoover. And we know there's usually somewhat of a decent alliance between out of state and LA Hoovers. We know there has been some tension or really just some debate about origins and politics and how shit is supposed to be ran between the Hoover card in LA and out of the state. But again, what I most appreciate is that he did remove himself from what I see from LA politics, man, and he stopped playing the game. Now, I believe all that came from him also leaving No Jumper. Now, I feel like if he had stayed at No Jumper, he would have had no choice but to continue participating in this shit. And I think he realized that, which is why he went back to his platform. But overall, as Hoover representation in the city of LA, I gotta give 607 Uncle F. The shit was goofy, it was bad, very disrespectful, and he played games with the politics out here. And we all know this shit is not a game to be played with. 607 up, a F with this shit. Now, next on the list, we got somebody that a lot of people may not know about, from a hood that a lot of people may not have heard about. Coming out the 818 to San Fernando Valley, we got OG Quan from Westset Avenue Gangsta Crip.
Man, I'm just trying to show the homies, you know what I'm saying, like as far as gangsters, try to unify us and show the history of the set at the same time. This is where I'm from, so I'm gonna always put where I'm from on the map. And I feel that all gangsters is supposed to be, they welcome here too. You know what I'm saying? I'm from all gangsters, so I feel that us as a whole, we should be united.
Now, Quan is somebody that you may or may not have seen on the internet. He's been seen with a lot of different channels. He's been seen on street TV, seen with Rodney in LA. We definitely spoke and tapped in with Quan when we covered the most dangerous hoods in the San Fernando Valley. And he's somebody that definitely puts on for a city and his set. Now, for everybody that's not familiar with the San Fernando Valley, it's just north of Hollywood. And for the most part, you're going to hear about the Sureño hoods that occupy the different areas of the 818. But there is Gangsta Crip hoods and blood hoods in the San Fernando Valley. We spoke on Westset, Original Valley Gangsta Crips, OVG, and Dead End Gangsta Crips. And Quan has played a role in bringing all of them Gangsta Crip hoods together when there was, at one point, beef between all of them hoods. And collectively, they coined themselves as the 3-pack in the 818. But something else we also see from Quan is that he's glued it together with the hoods in West LA, Compton, and South Central as well with the Gangsta Crippin'. And most recently, we've seen him take Rodney through a bunch of different Gangsta Crip hoods, one of which is the 4-pack on the east side. And we all know the situation surrounding the 4-pack and other Gangsta Crip hoods. You know, we're not going to take a deep dive, but if you're not familiar, there's beef. So what I see from Quan is somebody that really plays a positive role when it comes to gluing together the Gangsta Crippin' and looking past the beef, making sure the 3 is being represented positively. Now, there was a clip that came out where somebody said Kwame got put off Westset, and it shows somebody on the floor getting the paws put on them. I don't think that's Kwame. I don't know. It wasn't really confirmed after the video came out whether that was him or not. Do I think he got put off his set? I don't. Was it a DP? Potentially, I'm not sure, but we haven't seen Westset really go against the grain with saying Quan is not a homie of theirs. You know what I'm saying? So I have to say that his reputation and his impact is still extremely solid in his hood. Somebody that's been putting on for the 818 and for Gangsta Crips for a very long time. We've seen no smut on Quam's name, no paperwork, no bullshit with his name in the streets, man. So we got to give Quan A for representing the Gangsta Crip in the right way and potentially bringing together hoods that's beefing it, which of course is always a positive thing and a good thing to see. And it speaks a lot about your character when you able to move around in different hoods like that, man. So that's why we got to give Kwame A. Now, next up, we got one of the biggest faces coming out of San Diego, representing neighborhood 40 Crip out the southeast of San Diego, man. We got Hoodie.
Turned up, doing way too much, and I stay with a toy like I play too much. Cross me, I swear to God, like I pray too much. I'll be loose off the goose, but I make fools duck. It's that YFTE, don't play me like PE. Find me on the 9 with baby top, my nigga B3. Circle full of O's, watch them squares like a TV. I wish a nigga would like a genie. Believe me, we 3 deep and creep like TL when CP. That ass in the deep sleep. Got these niggas pissed cause I'm the shit like a PC. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but nigga beat big. Look.
Now, Hoodie Hood definitely somebody that we spoke on a few times on this channel, and somebody that I feel puts on properly for the 40s and the city of San Diego. You know, it's not a lot of people that we see from San Diego, but we know it's a lot of hoods out there, man. A lot of active hoods out there. The 30s, the 40s, Lincoln Park, Skyline, Emerald Hills. San Diego, especially Southeast, has a deep history of some real reputable gangbanging. But Hoodie Hood is somebody that popped on the scene through LA platforms like Street TV. I think that's the first time that I saw Hoodie Hood, and I feel like he represented himself in the set the right way. Now, again, Hoodie Hood is one of these dudes who also has a head on his shoulders and not crashing out and doing no crazy shit on the internet, man. And he's somebody that's also respected. We see a lot of members rocking and tapping in with Hoodie Hood, even members from, quote, the opposing side. Again, he still is from 40s, and we've seen him tap in and be in LA with the Leimert Park 40s. Now, I've also seen him have conversations with Blue Rag from Do Rock Gangsters, and I've also seen him not play favoritism with people like Brick Baby, even though they represent the same car. I have seen him keep it neutral with upholding his homies to the same standards that all members should be following. Now, Hoodie Hood is also somebody who has went down and served time. Again, no smut on his name, no bad paperwork, and somebody that's represented 40s in the right way. Now, I know his stance on platforms like No Jumper and his reasoning behind them, but I would like to see Hoodie Hood come on more platforms out here and give his viewpoint and his opinion, because I do feel like he got some good contributions to the media space as a member. But overall, with Impact, again, this is one of the faces of, I would say, the whole San Diego to the masses on this social media shit. Definitely one of the faces of 40s. We know San Diego 40s also has J.O. Felony coming up out of there. So I would say Hoodie Hood is very impactful for his set. Activity, held it down behind the walls, has also recounted multiple situations in his hood. And overall, I would say somebody that got a solid reputation. So, you know, we got to give Hoodie Hood an A for how he represents this Crip and shit, man. Now, next up on the list, we got another face of the Hoovers. We got Count Every Hoove Pope from 9-4 Hoover.
Fat woods full with dead ops. G-Face, the orange strains that make them stand out. They hang out, we gon' slide and make them bang out. Effing in and 4-5s will make the dead out. I'm a fake West Kramer, pop up like fuck cameras. We gon' slide no drop-bys, we hop out and toe tag 'em. Bitch, 9 before the 4, but the H will really matter. Nigga, this 9 before the 4, but the H will really matter. I'm a criminal.
Now, like I said, Pope, one of the many faces of the H gang, man. Somebody that's went down on numerous occasions and stayed solid. No smut on Poke's name, man. Now, one thing I see with Poke, he also seemed to have a level head on his shoulders as well, you know, but also a well-respected member in his set from the young dudes and the older dudes. We don't see Poke crashing out on the internet. We see him pushing his music, pushing his set, and keeping it 100 in these interview rooms, you know. We all seen him when he had that infamous interview with Adam, where some words was said, he walked up out that shit. But, you know, before that, we also seen him navigating that interview properly, not putting too much on the internet, not saying too much, implicating his hood in a bunch of shit as the top member. Now, we also seen him double back with Gumby when Gumby made his appearance up at No Jumper. And he seemed like he just genuinely trying to get on and put his homies on to make it out of the street shit in the 90s. Now, like I spoke on with Gumby, Gumby has a solid reputation and he seems like a respected member of his set. But when I seen Poke with him, it brought some validity to Gumby. I'm gonna keep it 100. Because like I said, the internet is extremely familiar with Poke and his get down and his composure. So I don't necessarily think that he would be vouching for or rolling with niggas that's bad. Now, one thing we also saw with Poke is that picture he had with 600. You know, that threw me for a loop low key, but I had to remember that 600 really ain't from 6-0. So it's not like Poke sitting there really taking pictures with the enemy. You know, he's taking pictures with niggas that's perpetrating and perpetuating an agenda out here on some police shit. Now, did Poke know he was on police shit? I don't know. I can't say. You know, 600 play a lot of games on the internet. But I feel like for even somebody that is playing with claiming 6-0, for Poke to have a picture with him shows some sort of maturation in Poke with being able to look past the bullshit, especially of an enemy of that caliber. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, no smut on Poke name. Like I said, extensive criminal history. I'm gonna keep that shit real. This nigga seems like he was heavy on that flocking, amongst other things, but no smut on Poke name, no paperwork, activity good in his hood. Reputation seemed to be at an all-time high between all the Hoover sets. And I would say he put on well for the city, representing Hoover. So you know we got to give Poke an A for how he represent this shit, man. Now, up next, we got somebody who always in the news for doing some bad shit, man. This dude stay getting marked out, got his chains yanked recently, been hood hopping, just a lot of bad shit surrounding this dude. We got Beezy coming from the IE, trying to align himself with some LA gangbanging.
I'm on one sniper soon and shit, and I'm fucked up. You already know how shit go, bro. I'm going through it like a motherfucker, bro.
I'm not trying to get rid of that,
Now, I believe originally this dude said he was from Hawthorne and moved to like Rancho Cucamonga in middle school. And you know, one of my homies is very familiar with this dude, man. My boy fuck with the Edge, my niggas out in Moreno Valley, fuck with the Paris Logue niggas. So he know this whole scene surrounding Beezy, man. And he really put me on to what the nigga really had going on. And this is why I put him on the Crip list, because it said that the nigga was aligning himself with some Crip, and I don't know which one. He said to have got people from all over the place, but I believe it was a point in time he was staying with his cousin from Gray, I want to say in like the Corona area, but I think he got influenced by some of his people that's actually from certain hoods, maybe from LA or what, but I believe he does have a cousin that he was rocking with from Grape Street. Now, I've never seen this dude claim Grape Street, but a lot of his songs, we see the 2 C's. And the general consensus around this dude is that he was trying to align himself with some Crippin'. But fast forward to when Beezy got his chain, it said that niggas ran up in his crib, he claimed he had the ARP and, you know, just a bunch of weird shit. But they ended up getting up on him and snatching his possessions. After that, he's sitting on the phone with Cinco and he talking about blood.
Damn, nah, nigga gotta go get janky and all type of shit. I ain't even tripping. I still got my chain and shit.
Oh, it was this nigga.
Bro, I swear to God on my mama, nigga. Then nigga, I seen the eye buses in the eyes through the ski mask and everything, nigga. On bloods, nigga. It was bro, and that nigga. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even tripping because I know who the nigga is. Now it's finna get janky.
Then it's whispers of him having family from Inglewood, this. You know, he spent too much time acting a certain way and portraying a certain character to fit in this street shit out here, man. And this is why he keep ending up in the bad spot doing the bad work. You know, we seen this nigga turning down a fade. You know, niggas ran up on him asking for the fade. He talking about he on the shrooms like King Pill and he don't want to get down. And for a minute, over a year, he been dissing East Coast. And when I be seeing his name being brought up in certain videos, and I know LAA Archives, shout out them though, they be putting MAGC next to his name now. I don't know if that's Mad Ass Gangsters. I know that's not too far from Inglewood. That's on that Hawthorne Inglewood borderline. But him being from Mad Ass Gangsters would be crazy, man. Especially with saying blood and then having the titles of your songs with 2 C's. You know, this dude is all bad. Now, on top of all this gangbanging shit, man, this dude went to the K-12 International Academy, man. That's like a private school or some shit like that. We got to stop it with this Beezy, man. You can see it on him. It's not good. But he fell out with R3, an artist also coming out the IE. But I seen him catch his fade, though. I seen him catch, I think 1 or 2 fades he didn't caught. But when he turned down that one fade and blamed it on the shrooms, you know, shit like that outweighs all the good stuff that you do. It's bad from that point. But most recently, like I said, we know the situation he got going on with Beezy and the dudes from the coast. We know them niggas from the coast is chain snatching. This they second big one this year from other artists. And we seen Beezy going off on one of his homies for kicking it with people from East Coast even before this situation. So I don't know where the beef came, if he's inserted himself into this Inglewood stink team situation. Like I said, I've heard his family's from Inglewood, Mad Ass Gangsta ties. Of course, the Mad Ass Gangsters aren't rocking with the neighborhoods. Inglewood is not rocking with the stink team. I don't know if those are the origins, if he's inserted himself into some shit like that, which to me is still unnecessary. He got no business doing it, but then I seen him in a picture throwing up a beat. So this young man seems very confused, man. I think he's still very young. And you know, I'm gonna be honest, this sometimes be the problem, man. With niggas that come from other spots to the city, sometimes I feel like it's like overwhelming for niggas and they don't know how to act. Like they ain't been nowhere. This is the type of vibe that I'm getting from this nigga. He don't know how to act in the city and he wants to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? So shit like that is always gonna end you up in a bad situation. You gotta leave this gangbanging alone. Beezy need to leave this gangbanging alone. The crippin', the bloodin', whatever it is, it's a wrap for that. Like I said, man, niggas gotta stick to the music, stay in their lane. Stop beefing with gang members and shit. All that shit gonna bring you nothing but negativity at the end of the day, man. Especially if you not cut from that cloth, if those are not your origins, man. And we know that they're not his origins coming from Rancho Cucamonga. So you know what we got for this dude, a F-. He can never come back from this shit. It's too much. It's blatant and it's extremely flagrant in everybody's faces what he's doing, man. And the niggas he's around should be held accountable too for allowing him to get to this point. You know, niggas want to be around a bag and excuse niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. And I've also heard allegations of him being present in that room when they zip-tied Beezy. You know, I don't know about that. You know, them dudes is masked up. I can't say it, but we already spoke about Beezy and we know what he got. If you getting tied up by Beezy, man, that's a whole nother thing. But Beezy got to stay his ass out the streets. Now, next up on the list, we got somebody who we spoke on previously. Everybody knows him on the internet. A well-known figure in the city. Coming off the east side, we got Travis Ford, a.k.a. Tiny Hen, from Eastside 9A Main Street Mafia Crip.
It's Main Street, who gon' take it from me? The young niggas in the game and we playing homie. So rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, that's a real Crip. These niggas tagging all these bitches, I'm a real pimp. See, I be waving at these niggas like some real dippers. These bitches tagging all these hoes and they some real flippers. See, I'm a east side nigga, where yo said that. You ain't one of them niggas, bring my bet cash.
Now, Tiny Hen, man, is somebody, like I said, well known in the city. He's definitely been known as a Main Street representative from day one, man. And as somewhat of an older homie, you know, it's a lot of young dudes coming out the 984, rolling around Travis Ford. You know, Travis Ford is definitely respected by his homies. Even if we flash back to when he bought all them dudes up there to No Jumper, Bloods, Crips, dudes from Main Street, trying to put them dudes on. We seen dudes like Shotta Foe, M Hats, YCA 80 Bands, rolling around Travis Ford, all reputable members of the set. Now, I know I did speak on that situation with Shotta Foe. Like I said, that's brand new information coming straight from Fat Jack. You know, his homie still got a politic on him about that. That's Main Street business. But overall, Travis Ford has been somebody with a solid reputation over on the east side. Now, we did do a video about a situation that Travis Ford was involved in with two dudes, one of them Mafia Roy, the other one named TK. Lamar Perkins and Roy DeBose. Now, you know, we had the paperwork and we spoke on different things that were displayed in the paperwork in that video. And initially, things was looking low-key bad for everybody on the case. You know, I was under the impression that everybody was just doing the bad work in that situation, but the Main Streets have said the contrary in regards to what went down with Tiny Hen, Mafia Roy, and TK. With Mafia Roy for sure not being good in the Main Streets no more. It said that he did all the way bad playing with boys behind them walls. And Lamar Perkins also did bad on that case. So, you know, we had to revisit that situation with Tiny Hen and make sure everything was displayed properly. But like I said, we done see this dude all over the city. We seen him on Street TV, seen him on No Jumper. They moved him up to Plug Talk. I don't know what he doing on there. He doing his thing. But like I said, he's somebody that's respected in his hood, man. And coming from a hood like Main Street, it says a lot. Main Street is not a hood that plays games. We know it's a lot of beef to be had over there on the east side. And we all know what the whispers are on the streets right now with the Main Streets and the Hoovers. You know, no games is being played on the east side, man. And for Travis Ford to be out there as a voice of 9-8, you know, that says a lot about his character, man. I see he trying to do his YouTube boxing shit too. And really just trying to put the whole city on, especially people out the east side. We know the east side, you can really be underrepresented, especially if you're not from Watts. And then further south, Compton, some of them dudes can really be underrepresented to the media. So y'all make sure y'all go check Travis Ford business out. I know his name was going crazy over the No Jumper situation, but he's still out here doing this shit. You know, we got to give Travis Ford an A, again, as a voice of 9-8 Main Street. Now, next up, we got somebody that took off in the prison.
No, oh, my bad, y'all. I had other shit going on. My bad. I fucked up. I had other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? My child doing all type of shit going on. All right, Gumby. We stopped at Gumby. Rick Rock. What Rick Rock got? Let me go back and see what the grades is still.
But one thing we always see from Rick Rock is him keeping his composure with this YouTube shit. But overall, like I said, somebody has. We gotta talk about the young life, man. We've also seen him have a few words with a lot of people on YouTube, man, and that's just how the game go. You know, putting the content out, it's gonna be a lot of people tapping in and saying X, Y, and Z about the content, and that's not new to anybody that is in this content space, man. But one thing we always see from Rick Rock is him keeping his composure with this YouTube shit. But overall, like I said, somebody who we see has successfully made it out the streets with no bad news on his name. Y'all make sure y'all go support Compton Rick Rock as an OG in the game. And you know we got to give Compton Rick Rock an A for how he represents this Crip and shit, man. Now, next up, we got to talk about the young life and the potential future of this Crippin' in the city, man. We got Baby and Chief from Eastside Insane Crip Gang.
Yeah, we free.
I'm from 2-3, Baby Insane Crip.
Okay, where we at right now?
Yeah, Shaker's Court. Or Chief the Locust. Insane Crip, nigga, what?
Ooh.
Now, Baby Infant Chief is somebody that hit the internet low-key in a bad way, man. Now, the key thing is he been over there for a little minute. It didn't just start with that dude that caught him and had him screaming, man. He been hanging out with the Saints for a little bit. But what really blew him up and blew his name up was when the dude from 20s had caught him, man. And it was a bad sight. It was a nasty sight to see, You know, this is still a young kid, and it looked like a grown man had him screaming and rolling around on the floor. Now, we know this is nothing new, especially when you outside with this gangbanging shit, man. If you jumped off the porch at 11 years old, you are susceptible to some shit like this, you know. But not too long after this, we seen him on the other side of the gun, man, slapping somebody up and pressing issues. So this is somebody that's learning early on that you win some and you lose some, man. But somebody who I can draw a connection or a correlation to as an example is that young dude that we spoke on in the Blood Report Card, Lil Beezy. Baby Infant Chief is somewhat what we see when you being raised by silent members out here. Now, even though he did get caught slipping, he does have better composure about himself than Lil Beezy. But due to both of these dudes' ages, man, I think if this energy can be put into something else, you know what I'm saying, it's probably gonna have a live. But nonetheless, man, in terms of activity, he's outside, he's doing his shit, he's catching fades, you know. Now, next up, we got another out-of-town dude that involved himself into the politics, and Gumby up on his show. Again, them is dudes from Hoover. And we know there's usually somewhat of a decent alliance between out-of-state and LA Hoovers. We know there has been some tension or really just some debate about origins and politics and how shit is supposed to be ran between the Hoover card in LA and out of the state. But again, what I most appreciate is that he did remove himself from what I see from LA politics, man, and he stopped playing the game. Now, I believe all that came from him also leaving No Jumper. Now, I feel like if he had stayed at No Jumper, he would have had no choice but to continue participating in this shit. And I think he realized that, which is why he went back to his platform. But overall, as Hoover representation in the city of LA, I gotta give 607 Uncle F. The shit was goofy, it was bad, very disrespectful, and he played games with the politics out here. And we all know this shit is not a game to be played with. 607 up, a F with this shit. Now, next on the list, we
607 up, F with this shit is crazy.
got somebody that a lot of people may not know about from a hood that a lot of people may not have heard about. Coming out the 818 to San Fernando Valley, we got OG Quan from Westset Avenue Gangsters.
Westset Avenue Gangsters.
Oh man, I'm just trying to show the homies.
Right, Westset Avenue.
Like as far as gangsters, try to unify us and show the history of the set at the same time. This is where I'm from, so I'm gonna always put where I'm from on the map. And I feel that all gangsters is supposed to be, they welcome here too. You know what I'm saying? I'm from all gangsters, so I feel that us as a whole, we should be united.
Now, Quan is somebody that you may or may not
I feel that. That's how I feel about neighborhoods.
have seen on the internet. He's been seen with a lot of different channels. He's been seen on street TV, seen with Rodney in LA. We definitely spoke and tapped in with Quan when we covered the most dangerous hoods in the San Fernando Valley. And he's somebody that definitely puts on for a city and it's set. Now, for everybody that's not familiar with the San Fernando Valley, it's just north of Hollywood. And for the most part, you're going to hear about the Sureño hoods that occupy the different areas of the 818. But there is gangster Crip hoods and blood hoods in the San Fernando Valley. We spoke on Westset, Original Valley Gangster Crips, OVG, and Dead End Gangster Crips. And Quan has played a role in bringing all of them Gangster Crip hoods together when there was at one point beef between all of them hoods. And collectively, they coined themselves as the 3-pack in the 818. But something else we also see from Quan is that he's glued it together with the hoods in West LA, Compton, and South Central as well with the Gangster Crippin'. And most recently, we seen him take Rodney through a bunch of different Gangster Crip hoods, one of which is the 4-pack on the east side. And we all know the situation surrounding the 4-pack and other Gangster Crip hoods. You know, we're not going to take a deep dive, but if you're not familiar, there's beef. So what I see from Quan is somebody that really plays a positive role when it comes to gluing together the Gangster Crippin' and looking past the beef, making sure the 3 is being represented positively. Now, there was a clip that came out where somebody said Kwame got put off Westset, and it shows somebody on the floor getting the paws put on him. I don't think that's Kwame. I don't know. It wasn't really confirmed after the video came out whether that was him or not. Do I think he got put off his set? I don't. Was it a DP? Potentially, I'm not sure. But we haven't seen Westset really go against the grain with saying Quan is not a homie of theirs. You know what I'm saying? So I have to say that his reputation and his impact is still extremely solid in his hood. Somebody that's been putting on for the 818 and for Gangster Crips for a very long time. We've seen no smut on Quam's name, no paperwork, no bullshit with his name in the streets, man. So we got to give Quan an A for representing the Gangster Crip in the right way and potentially bringing together hoods that's beefing it, which of course is always a positive thing and a good thing to see. And it speaks a lot about your character when you able to move around in different hoods like that, man. So that's why we got to give Quan an A. Now, next up, we got one of the biggest faces coming out of San Diego, representing neighborhood 40 Crip out the southeast of San Diego, man. We got Hoodie.
Turned up, doing way too much, and I stay with a toy like I play too much. Cross me, I swear to God, like I pray too much. I'll be loose off the goose.
My nigga Bully, bro, Bully 3.
But I make fools duck. It's that YFTE. Don't play me like PE. Find me on the 9 with baby top, my nigga B3. Circle full of O's, watch them squares like a TV. I wish a nigga would like a genie. Believe me, we 3 deep and creep like TL when CP. That ass in the deep sleep. Got these niggas pissed cause I'm the shit like a PC. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but nigga beat big. Look.
Now Hoodie Hood definitely.
I don't need to toot my own horn, but nigga big.
Somebody that we spoke on a few times on this channel, and somebody that I feel puts on properly for the 40s and the city of San Diego. You know, it's not a lot of people that we see from San Diego, but we know it's a lot of hoods out there, man. A lot of active hoods out there. The 30s, the 40s, Lincoln Park, Skyline, Emerald Hills. San Diego, especially Southeast, has a deep history of some real reputable gangbanging. But Hoodie Hood is somebody that popped on the scene through LA platforms like Street TV. I think that's the first time that I saw Hoodie Hood, and I feel like he represented himself in the set the right way. Now, again, Hoodie Hood is one of these dudes who also has a head on his shoulders and not crashing out and doing no crazy shit on the internet, man. And he's somebody that's also respected. We see a lot of members rocking and tapping in with Hoodie Hood, even members from, quote, the opposing side. Again, he still is from 40s, and we've seen him tap in and be in LA with the Lamert Park 40s. Now, I've also seen him have conversations with Blue Rag from Do Rock Gangsters, and I've also seen him not play favoritism with people like Brick Baby, even though they represent the same car. I have seen him keep it neutral with upholding his homies to the same standards that all members should be following. Now, Hoodie Hood is also somebody who has went down and served time. Again, no smut on his name, no bad paperwork, and somebody that's represented 40s in the right way. Now, I know his stance on platforms like No Jumper and his reasoning behind them, but I would like to see Hoodie Hood come on more platforms out here and give his viewpoint and his opinion, because I do feel like he got some good contributions to the media space as a member. But overall, with impact, again, this is one of the faces of, I would say, the whole San Diego to the masses on this social media shit. Definitely one of the faces of 40s. We know San Diego 40s also has J.O. Felony coming up out of there. So I would say Hoodie Hood is very impactful for his set. Activity, held it down behind the walls, has also recounted multiple situations in his hood. And overall, I would say somebody that got a solid reputation. So, you know, we got to give Hoodie Hood an A for how he represents this Crip and shit, man. Now, next up on the list, we got another face of the Hoovers. We got Count Every Hoove Pope from 9-4 Hoover.
Fat Woods full with dead ops. G-Face, the orange strains that make them stand out. They hang out, we gon' slide and make them bang out. Effing in and 4-5s will make the dead out. I'm a fake West Kramer, pop up like fuck cameras. We gon' slide no drop-bys, we hop out and toe tag them. Bitch, not before the 4, but the H will really matter. Nigga, this not before the 4, but the H will really matter. I'm a criminal.
Now, like I said, Pope, one of the many faces of the H gang, man. Somebody that's went down on numerous occasions and stayed solid. No smut on Poke's name, man. Now, one thing I see with Poke, he also seemed to have a level head on his shoulders as well, you know, but also a well-respected member in his set from the young dudes and the older dudes. We don't see Poke crashing out on the internet. We see him pushing his music, pushing his set, and keeping it 100 in these interview rooms, you know. We all seen him when he had that infamous interview with Adam, where some words was said, he walked up out that shit. But, you know, before that, we also seen him navigating that interview properly, not putting too much on the internet, not saying too much, implicating his hood in a bunch of shit as the top member. Now, we also seen him double back with Gumby when Gumby made his appearance up at No Jumper. And he seemed like he just genuinely trying to get on and put his homies on to make it out of the street shit in the 90s. Now, like I spoke on with Gumby, Gumby has a solid reputation and he seems like a respected member of his set. But when I seen Poke with him, it brought some validity to Gumby. I'm gonna keep it 100. Because like I said, the internet is extremely familiar with Poke and his get down and his composure. So I don't necessarily think that he would be vouching for or rolling with niggas that's bad. Now, one thing we also saw with Poke is that picture he had with 600. You know, that threw me for a loop low key, but I had to remember that 600 really ain't from 6-0. So it's not like Poke sitting there really taking pictures with the enemy. You know, he's taking pictures with niggas that's perpetrating and perpetuating an agenda out here on some police shit. Now, did Poke know he was on police shit? I don't know. I can't say. You know, 600 play a lot of games on the internet. But I feel like for even somebody that is playing with claiming 6-0, for Poke to have a picture with him shows some sort of maturation in Poke with being able to look past the bullshit, especially of an enemy of that caliber. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, no smut on Poke name. Like I said, extensive criminal history. I'm gonna keep that shit real. This nigga seems like he was heavy on that flocking, amongst other things, but no smut on Poke name, no paperwork, activity good in this hood. Reputation seemed to be at an all-time high between all the Hoover sets. And I would say he put on well for the city, representing Hoover. So you know we gotta give Poke an A for how he represent this shit, man. Now up next, we got somebody who always in the news for doing some bad shit, man. This dude stay getting marked out, got his chains yanked recently, been hood hopping, just a lot of bad shit surrounding this dude. We got Beezy coming from the IE, trying to align himself with some LA gangbanging.
I'm on one type of shrooms and shit, and I'm fucked up. You already know how shit goes, bro. I'm going through it like a motherfucker, bro.
I ain't worried. I'm not trying to get none of that.
Listen, dude.
Now, I believe originally this dude said he was from Hawthorne and moved to like Rancho Cucamonga in middle school. And you know, one of my homies is very familiar with this dude, man. My boy fuck with the Edge, my niggas out in Moreno Valley, fuck with the Paris Logue niggas. So he know this whole scene surrounding Beezy, man. And he really put me on to what the nigga really had going on. And this is why I put him on the Crip list, because it said that the nigga was aligning himself with some Crip, and I don't know which one. He said to have got people from all over the place, but I believe it was a point in time he was staying with his cousin from Great. I want to say in like the Corona area, but I think he got influenced by some of his people that's actually from certain hoods, maybe from LA or what, but I believe he does have a cousin that he was rocking with from Grape Street. Now, I've never seen this dude claim Grape Street, but a lot of his songs, we see the 2 C's. And the general consensus around this dude is that he was trying to align himself with some crippin'. But fast forward to when Beezy got his chain, it said that niggas ran up in his crib, he claimed he had the ARP and, you know, just a bunch of weird shit. But they ended up getting up on him and snatching his possessions. After that, he's sitting on the phone with Cinco and he talking about blood.
Damn, nah, nigga gotta go get janky and all type of shit. I ain't even tripping. I still got my chain and shit.
Oh, it was this nigga.
Bro, I swear to God on my mama, nigga, I seen the eye buses in the eyes through the ski mask and everything, nigga. On Bloods, nigga, it was bro, and that nigga, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even tripping because I know who the nigga is. Now it's finna get janky.
Then it's whispers of him having family from Inglewood, this. You know, he spent too much time acting a certain way and portraying a certain character to fit in this street shit out here, man. And this is why he keep ending up in the bad spot doing the bad work. You know, we seen this nigga turning down a fade. You know, niggas ran up on him asking for the fade. He talking about he on the shrooms like King Pill and he don't want to get down. And for a minute, over a year, he been dissing East Coast. And when I be seeing his name being brought up in certain videos, and I know LAA Archives, shout out them though, they be putting MAGC next to his name now. I don't know if that's Mad Ass Gangsters. I know that's not too far from Inglewood. That's on that Hawthorne Inglewood borderline. But him being from Mad Ass Gangsters would be crazy, man. Especially with saying blood and then having the titles of your songs with 2 C's. You know, this dude is all bad. Now, on top of all this gangbanging shit, man, this dude went to the K-12 International Academy, man. That's like a private school or some shit like that. We got to stop it with this Beezy, man. You can see it on him. It's not good. But he fell out with R3, an artist also coming out the IE. But I seen him catch his fade, though. I seen him catch, I think 1 or 2 fades he didn't call it. But when he turned down that one fade and blamed it on the shrooms, you know, shit like that outweighs all the good stuff that you do. It's bad from that point. But most recently, like I said, we know the situation he got going on with Beezy and them dudes from the coast. We know them niggas from the coast is chain snatching. This they second big one this year from other artists. And we seen Beezy going off on one of his homies for kicking it with people from East Coast even before this situation. So I don't know where the beef came, if he's inserted himself into this Inglewood stink team situation. Like I said, I've heard his family's from Inglewood, Mad Ass Gangster ties. Of course, the Mad Ass Gangsters aren't rocking with the neighborhoods Inglewood is not rocking with the Stink Team. I don't know if those are the origins, if he's inserted himself into some shit like that, which to me is still unnecessary. He got no business doing it, but then I seen him in a picture throwing up a beat. So this young man seems very confused, man. I think he's still very young. And you know, I'm gonna be honest, this sometimes be the problem, man. With niggas that come from other spots to the city, sometimes I feel like it's like overwhelming for niggas and they don't know how to act. Like they ain't been nowhere. This is the type of vibe that I'm getting from this nigga. He don't know how to act in the city and he wants to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? So shit like that is always gonna end you up in a bad situation. You gotta leave this gangbanging alone. King Beezy need to leave this gangbanging alone. The cripping, the blooding, whatever it is, it's a wrap for that. Like I said, man, niggas gotta stick to the music, stay in their lane. Stop beefing with gang members and shit. All that shit gonna bring you nothing but negativity at the end of the day, man.
I just had to press this nigga, cuz. This nigga right now be doing too much. My motherfucking family be doing too much, cuz they think I'm a bitch or something, cuz, on Crip. They think I'm a straight bitch or something, cuz. West Side. They think I'm a bitch. They think I got money growing on my ass and all type of shit, right? Nigga, listen. Hearst, nigga, listen. But I'm a sponsor. I got new artists already. You know what I'm saying? My young nigga, he a new artist. He, you know what I'm saying? He's serious about rapping. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, listen, I fuck with it. I'm getting behind him. It is what it is. What's the motherfucking deal? Oh, 3 Freaky! My nigga Freaky in the building. What happened? Oh. Roll this up for me. Joint paper. Huh? The joint paper, I don't know.
If you not cut from that cloth, if those are not your origins, man.
Facts.
And we know that they are not his origins coming from Rancho Cucamonga. So you know what we got for this.
Cut from Rancho, cut is crazy. That shit is distance.
Do the F-minus. He can never come back from this shit. It's too much. It's blatant and it's extremely flagrant in everybody's faces what he's doing, man. And the niggas he's around should be held accountable too for allowing him to get to this point. You know, niggas want to be around a bag and excuse niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. And I've also heard allegations of him being present in that room when they zip-tied Beezy. You know, I don't know about that. You know, them dudes is masked up. I can't say it, but we already spoke about Beezy and we know what he got. If you getting tied up by Beezy, man, that's a whole nother thing. But Beezy got to stay his ass out the streets. Now, next up on the list, we got somebody who we spoke on previously. Everybody knows him on the internet. A well-known figure in the city. Coming off the east side, we got Travis Ford, a.k.a. Tiny Hen from Eastside 9A Main Street Mafia Crip.
This Main Street, who gon' take it from me? The young niggas in the game and we playing homie. So rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, that's a real Crip. These niggas tagging all these bitches, I'm a real pimp. See, I be waving at these niggas like some real dippers. These bitches tagging all these hoes and they some real flippers. See, I'm an east side nigga, where yo said that. You ain't one of them niggas, bring my bet cash.
Now, Tiny Hen, man, is somebody, like I said, well known in the city. He's definitely been known as a Main Street representative from day one, man. And as somewhat of an older homie, you know, it's a lot of young dudes coming out the 984 rolling around Travis Ford. You know, Travis Ford is definitely respected by his homies. Even if we flash back to when he bought all them dudes up there to No Jumper, Bloods, Crips, dudes from Main Street, trying to put them dudes on. We see dudes like Shotta Foe, M Hats, YCA 80 Bands, rolling around Travis Ford, all reputable members of the set. Now, I know I did speak on that situation with Shotta Foe. Like I said, that's brand new information coming straight from Fat Jack. You know, his homie still got a politic on him about that. That's Main Street business. But overall, Travis Ford has been somebody with a solid reputation over on the east side. Now, we did do a video about a situation that Travis Ford was involved in with two dudes, one of them Mafia Roy, the other one named TK, Lamar Perkins and Roy DeBose. Now, you know, we had the paperwork and we spoke on different things that were displayed in the paperwork in that video. And initially, things was looking low.
My little cousin in the back of the fucking video looking fat ass. He back of the video is fat ass in the back. Joe fat ass.
For everybody on the case, you know, I was under the impression that everybody was just doing the bad work in that situation. But the main streets have said the contrary in regards to what went down with Tiny Hen, Mafia Roy, and TK. With Mafia Roy for sure not being good in the main streets no more. It said that he did all the way bad playing with boys behind them walls. And Lamar Perkins also did bad on that case. So, you know, we had to revisit that situation with Tiny Hen and make sure everything was displayed properly. But like I said, we done see this dude all over the city. We seen him on Street TV, seen him on No Jumper. They moved him up to Plug Talk. I don't know what he doing on there. He doing his thing. But like I said, he's somebody that's respected in his hood, man. And coming from a hood like Main Street, it says a lot. Main Street is not a hood that plays games. We know it's a lot of beef to be had over there on the east side. And we all know what the whispers are on the streets right now with the Main Streets and the Hoovers. You know, no games is being played on the east side, man. And for Travis Ford to be out there as a voice of 9-8, you know, that says a lot about his character, man. I see he trying to do his YouTube boxing shit too. And really just trying to put the whole city on, especially people out the east side. We know the east side, you can really be underrepresented, especially if you're not from Watts. And then further south, Compton, some of them dudes can really be underrepresented to the media. So y'all make sure y'all go check Travis Ford business out. I know his name was going crazy over the no jumper situation, but he's still out here doing this shit. You know, we got to give Travis Ford an A, again, as a voice of 9-8 Main Street. Now, next up, we got somebody that took off in the prison YouTube wave with dudes like J Hood, B Brazy, Low Mac. When them county jail stories was at an all-time high, we got C-Star from West Side.
C-Star.
Mark, nigga, on the hood, I want to call you sack of bitches. I ain't gonna do it in front of 100,000 people, though. Nah. Look, C-Star. A nigga wasn't gonna have a nigga get on here and clash. Dead homies. That's not what a nigga was trying to do.
Now, C-Star or Chipper Star, you can find this dude on 40 this, 40 that. A lot of people have heard about this dude before the YouTube wave, you know, as somebody with a name in the West Side 40s. Now, contrary to just about everybody else in the prison wave, C-Star does like to stay a little bit more discreet with the shiesty on, but everybody know what he looked like. But a lot of people, like I said, were already familiar with this dude and familiar with his get down. Now, like he said previously, he's been sitting down for about 8 years now. And one thing that I did like to see from C-Star is that he was able to tell his own story on his channel, in his words, the way shit went down for him. The situation with his baby mama, I believe, you know, everything that's really led up to him being behind the walls right now. But one thing we see from C-Star is he seemingly is out here trying to hold people accountable who are not participating in programming on proper yards. So we know with C-Star cases, he hasn't done any bunk and his name is not on paperwork. But something he said that was notable recently was that he had the paperwork on G-Uno saying G-Uno was bad. He said it's a dollar amount on that paperwork, man. I'm sure that a price can be negotiated, man, if it can be proven that G-Uno is in that paperwork doing some bad shit. He said he snitched on somebody from T-Flats. We know G-Uno situation with the dude from T-Flats that put him behind bars. But C-Star, like I said, is seemingly out here trying to hold people accountable who's on these 50-50 yards and on these S&Y yards.
On the hood, Compton G-Uno, he's a rat. I got his paperwork and I'll sell it to anybody for the right price right now. Jenkins. How would I know the man's last name if I didn't read the paperwork? I read it myself. He better stay free and remain whatever he call himself with that bunk-ass rap shit.
Now, we've also seen him have words with Young Ant and Munchie B. You know, he spoke about things with Young Ant's people. And, you know, like I said, a lot of these things, a lot of these stories that go on behind the walls are very hard to pin down and really get the complete full facts, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to end up in somebody saying one thing and somebody else saying the other. But we see C-Star is not sparing his tongue with the claims that he's making in these YouTube streets in regards to street activity. Now, something that we see from C-Star, what he puts on every single one of his videos on his channel, is his connection with Spody Face. Now, we spoke about Spody Face and not the one that came out with 4 Extra, Jeremiah Shaw. We spoke about him a few months ago when we did the Foley video, and some of his people have reached out basically saying everything is not what it seems in regards to the situation around Spody Face. So like I said, everybody has seen C-Star Face. We've seen him definitively on Spody Face's Instagram. And you know, he's proclaimed to have a lot of love. He refers to Spody Face as a brother. And what we know about Spody Face is that he did end up losing his life August 13th, 2016. Spody Face, I believe at that time, was still outside and not locked up. You know, the picture that we seen with Spody Face and C-Star at that time, I believe, was still outside at this time in 2016 when Spody Face was killed. I don't believe he was locked up. I can't say that for sure, but we do know 7 days before Spody Face was killed, he's in the picture with C-Star. So that's just what it is. But like I said, some people have reached out in regards to the homicide that took place on Pico and Orange, where Spody Face lost his life. And they was talking about some backdoor activity. Now, one thing we not gonna do is insinuate anybody was involved in no shit like that. You know, I can't say, you know, when somebody lose their life, emotions are always high on all sides, you know, but we gotta go through the paperwork and see how the shit played out with a member that everybody seems to be proud about and is highly celebrated in the West Side 40s. So again, on August 13, 2016, off Pico and Orange, it said that Spody Face is sitting in a stolen whip with one of his homies. Now, it said that they was leaving a shoe store when Spody Face and his homie started having a conversation with an unknown female. At this point, an unknown male who was with the female pops up and became upset. And this is when an altercation ensued and the unknown male begins shooting shots at the whip Spody Face and his homie is in. And this is when Spody Face is struck in the head with an entrance wound at the right side of his forehead, man, which resulted in him losing his life on Pico and Orange. Now, the key thing is whoever he was with in the car peeled off and drove back to the 40s. Now, again, the car is stolen. You gotta remember that. But at this point, whoever was driving Spody Face after he got hit on Pico drove to a spot in the 40s that was not too far away from his crib, and he was left in a silver Chrysler on 43rd, where police ended up finding him deceased in the stolen whip alone. Now, like I said, a lot of people have talked about a backdoor with Spody Face, man, and it's sad that he had to lose his life this way. But as we see, this is why C-Star is still heavily commemorating his life. You know, this was a tragic event for a loved homie over there. And like I said, some of his people reached out about this situation and they trying to keep his name alive in the right way out here. But overall, like I said, C-Star, a well-respected homie in his hood. We know his reputation is up high. We seen him recently with 4-Leaf. And we know by how he pushes lines with everybody else on the internet that he's not in a bad yard. I also heard he is coming home soon. I feel like he's somebody that does represent the 40s right. Like we spoke on numerous times, the 40s run a specific program over there on the West Side, and they be having a lot of strong homies come out their section. I think a lot's to be seen when he gets back outside. You know, his YouTube page is completely took off. Y'all go over there and check him out. But overall, C-Star is somebody that I would also give an A to as some Crip representation. You know, been down multiple times, stayed solid on his cases, no smut on his name, somebody who seems to be respected by his homies and his enemies. And we've overall heard no bunk shit about C-Star, man, so that's why we got to give him an A. Now, next up, we got one of the dumbest motherfuckers to ever have been given a platform to talk to the people. We got Loose Cannon, who claims to be from neighborhood Rolling 60 Crib.
Don't play that. You can play for keeps. Like, you talking
My
about
bad, y'all. I'm talking my son in the background. My bad, y'all.
Get down with the low.
But yeah, shit, we could do Fasto right now. Fuck that. We could talk about Fasto right now. We do a whole segment on Fasto Loso right now. ODM. Fuck this nigga Loose Cannon. It's over with. Fasto Loso, nigga, and their dead homies, bro. Coming out of View Park, Crenshaw District. You know what I'm saying? IMPG, cuz. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know about IMPG, let me show you this little something. Because a lot of niggas been checking out. They see IMP. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, yeah, this IMPG. What's the IMPG? That's International Pimp Gang, cuz, on the set. Let's go to, they rolling 50s. S. Wiggins. S. Wiggins CV. He got the homies on there right now. IMPG. What was that? It was like a. Let me look. I can look at those videos. Go to S. Wiggins.
I'm not even done,
like,
though.
Who are these people? You know what I'm saying? Let's go. It's the goer, bro. So what happened was this, bro. The IMPG was a whole separate set. It was a whole separate set, right? Rolling 50 Crip. You know what I'm saying? IMPG was whole separate. Right? And you know what I'm saying? IMPGs they was started in the 90s. They started in the 90s next to the Hoovers. They started beef with the Hoovers. The Hoovers, they were going back and forth with the Hoovers. It's now whoop, whoop. They was 9-0. IMPG. The 9-0 Hoovers right there. There was one with 9-0 Hoovers. That's what started running. So the younger homies, they went from the Hoovers to the 50s. They went to the 50s. They went from to Crenshaw High School, right by Crenshaw High School. You know what I'm saying? My cousin, well, that's my little cousin, that's my cousin. Poo Vernon, he was hanging with the IMPGs. S1, which is all the people right now with IMPG that was hanging with IMPG, him and Crip Jesus was hanging with IMPG. Him and Crip Jesus was hanging with the IMPGs. You know what I'm saying? I used to have an issue with that on the set. I used to have a super issue with that, bro. With them niggas hanging with the IMPGs.
I watched the dude. The dude got
you know what I'm saying?
Right in
them
my
hanging with the
head.
IMPGs, whatever, and all this shit. So as they was hanging with them, this and that, I'm getting back and forth with them, nigga. Now years later, come in, they banging rolling 50s. They banging 50s. They beefing with the VN. They beefing with all the shit that we beefing with, right on the set. They beefing with all the niggas we beefing with, this and that. So about 5 years ago, 2021 type shit. 2021. No, shit, 2019. 2019. The IMPGs was this and that. We just we happened to see you know what I'm saying? We just happened to link in. When certain homies had to link in, me and Fasto linked in, certain people linked in, all the shit. You know what I'm saying? And when we linked in, we all linked in and shit, cuz on the set. We linked in and shit, dead homies. And I'm one of the niggas that brung the IMPGs to the Rolling 50s. Neighborhood Crips, like type shit. So we linked in. My family is Scrap, which is Big 50, but the big Nifty, you know what I'm saying? So Big Nifty is Scrap. Big Nifty, that's my family. So we locked in, my cousin Vernon locked in, we all locked in, and we just went through the meeting. So my big cousin, which is Big Bub from IMPG, right? At this time, we don't know we family, cuz, on the dead homies, cuz, me and Big Bub, let's get the screen like this. So yeah, me and Big Bub, cuz, on the set, we don't know we family, cuz, at this time. At this time, we don't know we family or nothing, cuz, I'm Crip. So he like, nigga, nah, nigga, we not neighborhood Crips, cuz. Our whole identity is to stop trying to be, we beef with everything y'all beef with, but we was trying to be anything but neighborhood. We ain't not trying to be neighborhood Crips. Like, we don't want to run under the umbrella as neighborhood Crips. So I tell Big Bub on the dead homies, like, regardless how y'all see it or what y'all see, cuz, on Crip, y'all in alliance with us, cuz. Y'all bang rolling 50s. Y'all say rolling 50s, cuz. The ops see rolling 50s, cuz. They don't give a fuck. Anything rolling 50s that's not ops is neighborhood Crip. Simple. Cuz say it ain't happening on Crip. I told cousin, we back in the homegirl yard on neighborhood Crip, dead homie, East Side, East Coast Hood, and EC Hood, dead homies. I tell bro, it's happening, bro. I tell Big Smoke, like, nah, it ain't happening, cuz, like, you know what I'm saying, it ain't happening, cuz. Like, I tell cuz, it's happening. This is happening, cuz. This is happening, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Simple and plain, cuz. This is happening. Fasto was a voice. Lil Smoke, his little brother, Big Smoke, little brother, is a voice. That's my nigga. He a general over there. He's a general. You know what I'm saying? So as generals, we telling what's happening and what they gonna fall in line with. And they telling us as OGs that they not falling in line with it, cuz, on Crip, right? They not falling in line with that. We're not neighborhood Crips. We every IMPG, nigga, international pimp gang, nigga, nothing else. This what it is. Dead homies, right? We tell me, Lil Smoke, you know what I'm saying? Fasto was there and all that, but Fasto wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It's a certain level of respect, you know what I'm saying, on the dead homies. So it's me, Lil Smoke, we speaking. Cause my cousin like, nah, we not doing this and that, wop, right? So as we out there, we outside, we out there at the time, you know what I'm saying? We out here in the hood. My family having like a barbecue or something. I think it's like some type of day going on 4th of July. It's some type of day my daddy cook every 4th of July. Every holidays my daddy cook on Crip. So my daddy cooking, cuz, on Crip. I go to my auntie house, cuz, on the set, right? I go to my auntie house, boom. We in the lanes and all that shit, so we in my auntie house, bam. I pull up my auntie house. On the set, we pull up, dead homies. The nigga Bub, the nigga that's against everything I was saying, that's, you know what I'm saying, IMPG at the game, we keeping our identity, cuz, right there, with my dad, talking to my dad and shit, cuz, I bounce in, and he like, looking at me, cuz, like, I'm like, what? Hey, was you just over there? And I'm like, yeah, come Crip. Like, I'm Lil Bop, nigga, on Crip. He like, why you here? Nigga said, that's my son, nigga. He looked at my dad, cuz he said, "This your son?" He looked at me again. He said, "Cuz this your son, cuz?" That's my son, nigga. He from 5'7". Woo, woo, woo. He like, "I know, nigga. I just had a meeting with this nigga. I don't Crip." He like, "Little cousin, come here." We walk this and that. He like, what you see in the hood? Like, what you know what I'm saying? That's another part of the set, cuz like, my granny house been right here, this and that. We're gonna stand right here, this and that. This the borderlines. We can stop these niggas from coming here. We can stop these niggas from here. We can stop this and that. We doing all strategic shit. I'm talking to strategic, cuz. This how we can stop niggas. This how we can do this, cuz. Dead homies. We can maneuver this right here, cuz. We can stop them niggas from saying this, they shit. Dead homies. We can put this border up right here, cuz, on the dead homies, nigga. And this was gonna be on hustlers. And what cuz say? Dead homies, fool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You was talking in the back of the yard, you sound like a real soldier, fool. You sound militant. You sound this and that, cuz. You a part of this bloodline, nigga. I know you won. He said, cuz, I'm from International Pimp Gang, cuz. But if you see this, cuz, for us, nigga, this is what it's gonna be. And since that day, nigga, they been neighborhood 50s. Neighborhood Crip. Dead homies. You got people like this nigga saying like, oh, damn, IMPG, they rolling 50s. Like, I see the rolling 50s. This is gangs we know is rolling 50s, you know what I'm saying? And they saying the WDCs, the International Pimp Gangs, like, yes, these the hoods. Watch this right here. What's the matter? It's the avenues, cuz. The Avenue Crips.
It's Worldwide Wiggins, man. Today we gonna be talking about hoods that you didn't know push rolling 50, both blood and Crip. A lot of people is familiar with the rolling 30s, rolling 40s, and the most popular, rolling 60s, and everybody else. But the smallest, most underestimated in the rolling Crips is the rolling 50s. But a light bulb had went off in my head, cause it's a few bloods and Crip hoods that bang rolling 50, and I guarantee you, I don't care who you is, ain't no way you know all of them. So let's go.
I do. I know all of them. That bang rolling 50s, Bloods and Crips, dead homies, from the Pablos on up. I know all of them. Straight up. Because the rolling is not a disrespect. It's 50. We nifty 50s, bro, on the game. Now, the Bloods, 50 brims on the hood. That's the VNs. That's the other side of the VNs. When they came together, 50 brims and Van Ass Gangsta Bloods came together, Van Ass Gangsta brims. And as a whole, they 50 brims. They 50 504. They 50 brims and 54 VNG together make 50 Van Ass Gangsta brims. Straight up. I was a kid when that happened. I know that for sure.
We'll have some fun. Let's make it interesting. Pause the video. Write down all the Bloods and Crips that you think that you know bang rolling 50s. Come back and rewatch it, and I guarantee you, you're gonna be missing a hood or two. Don't believe me? Let's go. So obviously, the most known rolling 50s is the 5'5" and 5'7" neighborhood Crips on the west side of South Central. Free C-Mac. Well, my partners from neighborhood is telling me that the 5'8" neighborhood Crips is pushing rolling 60 now. And it's another rumor saying, okay, it's just the young pushing rolling 60, the older one's still pushing rolling 50s. You know, I'm not really sure. I can't confirm nor deny that, and I don't have the authority to do so. I'm not from neighborhoods, so I'm gonna just say shouts out to the 50s and keep it pushing. So here's some other entities in that area that's a part of the 50. We Don't Care Crips. The We Don't Care Crips started.
WDC, that's on my back. If you look at my on the C-Mac video, that's shit tatted on my back. Let me show you. Hold on. C-Mac video, ODM Slim. Watch this. That shit tatted on me, bro. Dead homies, nigga. I know all about every I was there when We Don't Care turned rolling 50s. I can tell you the story about We Don't Care turned rolling 50s, pulling up cars thick on dead homies, T-Dog, all my niggas We Don't Care, nigga, T-Loke and nigga P Blank and all them niggas on the dead homies, you know what I'm saying? On West Side Crip, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Girl Blue, all them niggas pulling up. And like on the hood, you know what I'm saying? Politicking because of the WDCs, DOMs was in the hood. And they was fucking with us on game, on West Side. But Nigga, I got that shit tatted on my back, cuz we don't care. Nigga, dead homies. DC is on my back tatted. Hold on, let me see. See back. Crip back. ODM. One of the video pop up, watch. Let's go right there. Bye, y'all.
Another dead in the hood, ODM type shit.
ODM, my nigga. Stop playing, man. Bang. It's all.
You heard what he said?
Yeah.
Faso Loso, IMPG. He's all out here. 5'5", 5'7", 5'8" out here. IMPG's out here. WDC's out here. This is all one. This is nigga, dirty old man's the hood. It's the homies. We love them. It's all 1-5. You hear them? It's all 1-5. That's our talk. It's all 1-5. From the back to the front. That's what we said. From the back side, front side. You already know Crenshaw, front side. It's from the back to the front, nigga. Front hood, back hood. That's the set. We front hood, back hood. That's the hood. Oh God, all one. Look, boom. If you look right here, that's right here is a DC. That's a right here is a NC. It's a NY. It's a DC right here. Tatted. What I got on this side? I got Falcon on that side. Falcon. Dead homies. DC, nigga. Don't care.
Everything white. Yeah, football, H's and T house.
Free my little nigga, man. Free my little cousin, man. BS, Normally have BS, man. It's free Normally have BS. I can't lie, nigga.
Oh, me.
You know what I'm saying? We out there squabbling. Me and Faso, you see Faso eye busted? Dead homies. You see my motherfucking lip busted? On Crip, we squabbling. You see it? DC Crip. DC Crip. I know about everything in us that's rolling. It's on my body. I'm West Side.
It off as a PTSD crew. If you rock with my channel, you know what PTSD mean. All right, they emerged on the scene, you know, along with the Table Crew, the Kings with Style, KWS, the Savage Jarge, countless others, man. ATC, all that. They evolved, they got their Crip thing going. They over there in the 50s. All right, they over there around 51st or 52nd. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing it's another one on 56, so definitely in the 50s. All right. The international pimp gang. Now, I'm not saying this one is Crips. You know, from my understanding, I'm not sure if they Crips. They more like a pimp crew, you feel me? All right, they run from Slauson to somewhere in the 50s. You know, around Crenshaw Boulevard, around 50th or 51st, 52nd. And here's a super rare hit up from the IMPG. Man, a lot of people been asking me to get him on the show, too. Let's move on to what Damu is. The Van Ness Gangsta Brims. The Van Ness Gangsta Brims push Rolling 50s, even though they don't get along with the Rolling 50 Crips on the other side of Western. So, they 54th clique is a separate entity that pushes toward the east, but the other side that push towards the avenues, you know, to the west, to Crenshaw, is the Rolling 50. All right, that's what I was told. All right, let's go a little bit deeper. Black Menace Mafia. All right, a clique of the Black Menace Mafia, which is a hood that started in Lancaster, you know, and gets into it with the gangster Crips out there. If you need any reference point, you can watch the interview that I done with them. I'm the first one to ever do an interview with them. All right, they had a video where some of their members had Rolling 50s up on the wall. Remember, I reviewed that video, and they did a song. It was pretty hard too. They had this dope song. They were saying all good and Rolling 50s. Now, one of they G homies, you know, called me and was like, okay, that's not really official. It's kind of like the young ninjas, you know, kind of branching off, you know, doing their thing in Las Vegas. No disrespect to the Black Menace Mafia, but that's their politics. It's all respect, but, you know, they definitely had the Rolling 50s on the wall. The Fighters Bloodstone Villains, one of the most reputable bloods on that east side. They down with the VSOP Alliance, not to be confused with the Bloodstone Paul Rules, Rolling 30s and Rolling 40s, okay? I was told they push Rolling 50s, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, that's like the only Rolling 50s that I even heard about on that east side, man, period. Now, I'm about to hit you over the head. All right, one more, all right? One last one.
You said what? What's he said? This the bricks? You said the bricks already? What did he say? Bricks or something? Black Mafias, yeah. Okay, 9 cats. Yeah, okay. The bricks.
56, so definitely in the 50s. All right, the international pimp gang. Now,
Right, that's what I told you. That's Faso right there. That's Faso. International pimp. That's Faso.
I'm not saying this one is Crips. You know, I'm from my
Crips.
understanding, I'm not
Rolling 50 Crips, nigga. Yeah.
sure they Crips. They more like a pimp crew. You feel me? All right, they run from Slauson to somewhere in the 50s. You know, around Crenshaw Boulevard.
You see that? That's the avenues. 50 avenues. That's bad nigga Baby Bear. That's my little nigga. I was there when he got put on. Nigga, that's my nigga Baby Bear. CB, he from 5'7". Dead homies. That say Fatso. Do you see that say Fatso at the end? 5.0. It says Fatso at the bottom. T-Loke. T-Loke is the 7th Street, but that's all, we all together. So that's what it is. Them yeah.
Around 50th or 51st, 52nd. And here's a super rare hit up from the IMPG. Man, a lot of people been asking me to get him on the show too.
I got you. I got my shit.
Move on to what Damu is. The Van Ness Gangsta Brims. The Van Ness Gangsta Brims push Rolling 50s, even though they don't get along with the Rolling 50 Crips on the other side of Western. So, they 54th clique is a separate entity that pushes toward the east, but the other side that push towards the avenues, you know, to the west, to Crenshaw, is the Rolling 50. All right, that's what I was told. All right.
My nigga G-Ball, you already know, fool.
All right, let's go a little bit deeper. Black Menace Mafia. All right, a clique of the Black Menace Mafia, which is a hood that started in Lancaster, you know, and gets into it with the gangster Crips out there. If you need any reference point, you can watch the interview that I done with them. I'm the first one to ever do an interview with them. All right, they had a video where some of their members had Rolling 50s up on the wall. Remember, I reviewed that video, and they did a song. It was pretty hard too. They had this dope song. They were saying all good and Rolling 50s. Now, one of they G homies, you know, called me and was like, okay, that's not really official. It's kind of like the young ninja.
It's the young niggas trying to fuck with the homies, on the dead homies. The homies out there fuck with the young niggas, and the young niggas trying to fuck with the homies, and we figuring shit out.
You know, kind of branching off, you know, doing their thing in Las Vegas. No disrespect to the Black Menace Mafia, but that's their politics. It's all respect, but, you know, they definitely had the Rolling 50s on the wall. The Fighters Bloodstone Villains, one of the most reputable bloods on that east side. They down with the VSOP Alliance, not to be confused with the Bloodstone Paul Rules, Rolling 30s and Rolling 40s, okay? I was told they push Rolling 50s, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, that's like the only Rolling 50s that I even heard about on that east side, man. Period.
Right, they do.
Now I'm about to hit you over the head. All right, one more. All right, one last one. What you know about the African Mafia Crips? Yup. You thought it was just LA, no?
AMC.
We got
AMC been 515 time 5 dudes on hood. Dead homies. And it been fuck with the homies. And like, they just, you know what I'm saying? They just different on Crip, on set. The AMC, I fuck with the AMCs. Like they I fuck with the AMCs. They did different. They put CK and all that shit. They bloods, but I fuck with AMCs.
I show some love down today, go. African Mafia Crips, yeah, they out there in Southeast San Diego. They got a crew of young squabbler. They push 51st.
Right, on their homies. I fuck with them niggas on the set.
50, all right, and they, as you can see, rare hitter. They push your Rolling 50s.
Where you going? I thought you did. Boom. Exactly.
It's right there in plain sight. Yup, African Mafia Crips. Look them up, man. Do your goals. Yeah, they got their own way.
AMC, that's my name. I didn't know they was banging Rolling 50s, but I know they was banging 50s though. But I know Rolling 50s though.
In Southeast San Diego, you know how to sprinkle a little bit of love down there, man. You know, I feel like we might have to do Forgot It Is a SD song. You know what I'm saying? Just to make things even, man. What's the deal? Don't be selfish with it, LA. But yeah. All right, now check your list. I guarantee you ain't get all of it. I really do this, bro. And I did this off the dome. You feel me? So yeah, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. And my Cash App is on here, man, because you definitely learned something. You know the rules on here. If you learn something, hit my Cash App, even if it's $1. Because you know you get priceless history over here, man. That's why these old YouTube niggas hate me. They can't take me, man, because they can't me. I'm a young doing my thing, bro. And they mad. I'm out of here. Keep it cracking. More hot shit on the way. Wiggins!
Y'all know what it is, bro. Listen, that's Wiggins going out, man. We out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just want to show you that little shit, you know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the room. I appreciate everybody on shirt. We out of here. Peace out. Make sure y'all have a great night, man.